Okay, you guys, we are live. Happy Monday. Hopefully, you had a great weekend and happy Father's Day to all the fathers yesterday. Or so,
Yeah.
hopefully, you had time with your fathers, husbands, sons that are fathers, whatever. You got to spend time with, the man of, of the day. So hopefully y'all had a good weekend. We got to talk about these soaps. I do see a lot of y'all in the chat already not happy with Young and the Restless. You're
Are
not
we
the only
surprised?
one. And the fact of the matter is that July sweep starts tomorrow. And so I'm like, well, Young and the Restless, because I've seen tomorrow's episode. It ain't starting off too good. Because, ooh, that whole Patty storyline suck. It really
And it
does.
makes zero sense. It,
Mm-hmm.
it, it is. We'll get into it.
We'll get
I'm
into
so
it.
over
Yep.
it.
All right. So we're going to recap The Young and the Restless, The Bold and the Beautiful, and Beyond the Gates for the week of June 15th through June 19th. We start with The Young and the Restless first. We jump into The Bold and the Beautiful, and we top things off with Beyond the Gates. And then we have about, what, 5, 6 segments at the end. Flip the Script, who's taken several seats. Star of the Week, Pickle of the Week, Simple Olympics, and the Audacity Award. And we got a lot to unpack. We probably got some new nominees for certain categories, which we'll break down first, what our thoughts are about the show itself, and then we'll get into, who do we think deserves some of those positions that we talk about at the end of the show. I got my girl Bree and Keish on the line, so it's all three of us today. So,
Hey, guys.
yep,
Hey.
yep. They saying, hey y'all. I definitely shed some tears last week on BTG. Yes, there was definitely some emotional moments, a lot of great drama. But, even though it was good content, there's some characters that I'm not too thrilled with. So, we'll
No.
talk about that. Everybody probably has their say so and whatever that is. So make sure y'all hit that like button if you're not subscribed to the channel, because I do see a couple of new people. Hello, the real Leon Filtered. Welcome. Welcome.
Welcome.
Yeah, I see when I see newbies, I like to shout you guys out and welcome you to the platform. So I hope I pronounced your handle correctly. But if you are, new, make sure you give us a subscribe and also hit the like button so you'll come back. I'm going to still get back into the spoilers and stuff. It was a lot going on this weekend. My dad, on Father's Day, ended up in the hospital yesterday.
Hmm.
He's doing better. He did have a mild stroke. Kind of the same symptoms that Nikki was having with the blurred vision and the pain behind the eye. But they are,
He's okay.
yeah, they're sending him home. And obviously he got to follow up with his regular doctor. So, yeah, it's been an interesting weekend to say the least, I must say.
Yeah, I
Yes,
hope
I
he
can
gets
hear that.
better.
Thank you. But yeah, he's 70. Well, his birthday is coming up on July 4th, actually. And
Oh.
yeah, he's a 4th of July baby, and he'll be 76 this year. So, of course, when things come up, we're like on high alert. We're on high alert, period, with everybody at any age. But, the older they are, you get to wondering, like, okay, you're going to be all right. So, he's in good spirits. He said when I talked to him earlier, he said he wanted to get up out the bed and go to the casino. And I'm like, no. Pops, you need to sit down somewhere. I mean, he's a very active person. He loves to paint. He loves to sing and write music, and he has his own business and stuff. But and that keeps him active. And keep him. But we have to make sure that he don't do too much. You know what I mean? Same
Right.
thing with my mom. She's out with her friends and going out to eat and doing things, and she will be 75 this year. So,
Oh, wow.
yeah. So, we try to keep up with them and make sure that they good. So,
Yeah, hopefully he'll get better. Well, it sounds like he's ready to hop back
He's
to the casino
girl.
tables.
Yeah, talking about going to the casino. I'm like, yeah, you need to chill out for a minute. So
Don't bring him down here to Florida. There's nothing but casinos down here.
I know and that's the thing. He loves to, do those things. He's not, over the top with it like a Billy Abbott situation. But the thing is that he, when he goes out of town and stuff like that, he'll find a little spot to just, play a little something and then go home. So.
He sounds like my dad.
Oh, for real? How's your dad, Keish?
74.
Oh,
He'll
they're
be
around the same
74. Wait,
age.
he'll be 75 this year.
Oh, okay. Yeah, they're a year apart. Okay.
This,
Your
in
dad is the
December.
same age as my mom.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so she'll be 75 in September. So, yep.
Mm-hmm.
All right. What Sharon says, Sharon, you'll be 76 in October. She said, come on, that's not old. I didn't say it was old. Y'all baby boomers. You said it's not old. No, but I mean, the thing is, what he had heart valve transplant. Well, not a transplant, but heart valve replacement 10 years ago. So we gotta kind
Mhm.
of, as active as he is, we gotta make sure that he's making sure he's eating right, and not doing too much and
Yeah.
stuff like that. So yeah, yeah.
Yeah, my dad. When my dad comes and visit, he has to drive through West Virginia, so he'll make sure to stop at that casino
Oh.
for a couple hours.
And
I'm
get
like,
his
Lord have mercy.
gambling on. Look at that. Jenna said that
Uh-huh.
she'll be 76 in September. Oh my God. All of
All
y'all
right.
around the same age. There's nothing wrong with that. And that ain't old. You're right, Sharon. I got you. I got you. All right, let's get into this. We're gonna jump into Y&R, which we gotta talk about this stupid thing with
I'm
Jack
gonna go
and
ahead and mute myself now.
oh, Keisha's like, yeah, I'll be back. um, this whole thing with Jack and Patty, because basically it's only two storylines right now.
That's it.
That's it. It's this Jack and Patty thing, and now this new situation with the tumor on the optic nerve that Nikki has, and trying to keep this big old secret. And in the meantime, Victor's trying to use Matt Clark to get close to Kane. That's pretty much it, girl. What do you got to say about all this?
Oh, goodness. So I thought the writing was supposed to improve.
Mm-hmm.
I guess we'll wait till whenever that happens.
Mm-hmm.
But this was first of all, it started off stupid. I guess we can get into the Jack and Patty thing because I was already over it.
Mm-hmm.
But you guys come back from Baltimore and then she goes missing again.
Mm-hmm.
And so she left by choice, went to Baltimore with you, then she went missing again, and there's nothing you guys can do. You can't GPS track on her phone. What about the security cameras of the GCAC? You guys are stuck back in the same place, and then you contact Burroughs pretty much for nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Because you guys are deciding to go rogue about this anyway.
Mm-hmm.
I'm bored and I'm lost. And I know they're trying to clean it up, and this is what I was saying the last podcast. It would make more sense if they didn't cross Diane over. Like, she could have been missing this whole entire time. Because prior to them going to Baltimore, she was already missing.
Right.
So it didn't make any sense seeing her on Beyond the Gate. No shade to the actress whatsoever. It's just the character. It made no sense for the character to cross over. And they could have written it in a way, same way they did for Victor about Nikki not being there. Jack had said, hey, Diane couldn't make it or something.
Mm-hmm.
And they could have had like a little scene where he was like talking to the private investigator. Like they could have returned back from Baltimore and she's still missing something.
Mm-hmm.
It's a complete disconnect for how was she with you 24 hours and then she's gone again?
Yeah, and we kind of touched on that coming off of the whole crossover week, right? Where,
Yeah.
it was a lot of dots not connecting, and then they came back with him saying, because they made it look like she had been missing and not talking to Jack, and then went on the BTG side. Oh, they're showing up happy together with Kyle and in the middle of the tornado, and they were happy with it. And then you get back saying, oh, we were in Maryland this past Friday, and we got back and now she's missing again. It's just dumb. That first of all, the disconnect there, and then you bring back the storyline where the same person that SA'd you is now kidnapping the wife only to blackmail the person that you victimized to be in a relationship with. And this fool, and I'm sorry, the character, not Peter, but the character, Jack, is an idiot for even trying to consider pretty much telling his sister and his son to get out of the house so you can
And
play
Harrison.
games. Huh? And
And
Harrison.
baby Harrison.
Right, you threw your grandson out the house too, because you want to play games with Patty. Girl, just dumb.
Stupid. Like you already know she's not up to any good. You saw the man that she was with. How is it weird? How? And he's not even trying to listen to his son.
Mm-mm.
How is it you contact the police? Let them do their job. And then you decide to go rogue and say like, oh, I'm going to play along and I'm going to move her in and try to sweet talk her. And then she'll give me the information. No, you're giving her what she wants.
Yep.
Like, you are following the lead of a crazy person.
Yep.
So, I mean, and you see how they're trying to clean it up by having him be a willing participant and erase the fact that she essayed him.
Right.
Yeah. And you were just eating the food and everything too. You letting the crazy person around the knives and the weapons and everything. Like she could hold you hostage. Like it's a perfect scenario to where she could hold this man hostage in that house.
It just doesn't make whoever figured that they were going to write this as we head into July sweeps. What were you thinking?
Yeah.
What were you thinking?
Yeah, and there was just this whole week of just stupid dialogue. I mean, and I won't give away the stuff for Tuesday's episode, but like, you even talked to the doctor, and you're still just.
I'm sorry, girl. Ain't nothing to spoil.
I mean, okay, yeah, there's nothing to spoil. So we saw today that he sat there and talked with the doctor. The doctor said, "Oh, Patty's just as sane as I am." That is a huge, big old red flag right there.
Yes, it is.
Like, and then you're still gonna go along with it. You got your son. Sorry if I'm spoiling this, but you got your son who was able to follow that man. Knew the house was in like this wood area. It's like a compound. He's like, hey, I could try to sneak around or I can get the police involved and yada, yada, yada. You're telling your son, no, we don't want to tip off Patty. We don't want to make Patty upset. Like they could take Diane and move her somewhere we won't know about. Okay, let the police do their job. and let them figure out a way to tail that person. There's cameras. You can put GPS trackers. There's drones that can look over the house. Anything.
Mm-hmm.
Let them do their jobs, because what you're doing is what has Jack done thus far besides him eat some funky a quiche that Patty made.
Girl, tell me about it. When I saw tomorrow's episode, I'm like, what is this? What is this?
Yeah.
This is what we doing for July sweeps. And I saw some of you guys in the chat, even before we got started, brought up the fact that the show was horrible right now.
That's not
I mean, y'all
good.
got all these characters. Now, obviously, this is Monday or Tuesday's episode. We did see the promo. I know that there are some people that's not too happy with what's my computer? Okay. My computer was doing something crazy. Um there was promo where it was showing what was that, Phyllis and Matt Clark. That's probably something that they might dabble in, where those two become connected. But there's people that have issues with that because of his past. You know, especially being what Phyllis went through with the whole Marco thing. Why would you put her with somebody who, you know, did something similar, or not
Yeah.
doppelganger, but you know what I mean? So it kind of taints that connection that actually that they truly have together, because them two definitely have a connection, or chemistry, I should say. But because of the past, it's just, I don't know. Girl, I'm just so disappointed. Y&R, I still try to see what's happening with it. But that whole conversation, if you guys, when you get a chance, oh, what Belinda say? Y&R writers apparently don't have any creative talent and can only write contentious abduction storylines, which is what Keisha was saying before you got on the phone.
Yes.
She was saying that, why and I always have to go back to somebody getting kidnapped. Every one character in General City has been abducted.
Pretty much. I mean, you had
Sharon
Phyllis and
times three.
Up there you
Sharon
go.
times three.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Sharon times three. And you got Victor faking a kidnapping, poor Dominic faking, not Dominic, but he was actually kidnapping. You got Lily and the kids faking their kidnapping.
Mm-hmm.
Now you got Diane. I mean, we cannot get a break from that particular type of storyline. And it's copy and paste. It's always like a creepy psychologist and or a creepy, like, crazy person from Sharon's past. I mean, there's other things that we could write about, I would assume. And it seems to be like this is all the show is about now.
Mm-hmm.
Like
So
the only
that guy. Oh, sorry.
Oh, go ahead, girl.
I was just gonna ask: is that guy actually a doctor, or is he faking it?
Supposedly he is, and he had books of Martin Laurent on the bookshelf that Diane was looking at. So he's got to
Yeah,
be one of
I
those
think,
somebody
I
ones.
think, because remember, she got money now. She got Victor gave her a whole lot of cash for that whole thing on that boat. So I think she's paying this guy, or, to say, hey, I need you to do this for me. I'm going to give you some more money if you decide to break up these two. And if you can kind of manipulate her through therapy sessions, she'll leave him and then he'll be free to be with me. Because that's what that tomorrow's episode is leaning toward. When you
Yeah.
see the conversations that the doctor is having with Diane, what he's basically trying to do is manipulate her into thinking that maybe it's for the best. He did this on purpose to hurt you. All of this stuff. And then, oh yeah, was he the one that told you about the X drug, or was it actually happening? So he's trying to get Diane to doubt some of the things that she had started to believe, in regarding to, working this thing out with Jack. And that's what Patty, I think, is hoping for, that if he manipulates her to move along and leave Jack, that frees Jack up to be with her, which that's just too much work.
And here's the dumb part of this. Jack wants to go along with this.
Yeah, he's stupid. And Kyle is like, what is wrong with you? I was on Kyle's side in tomorrow's episode. He like, look, we
Me
know where
too.
this man is. We need to figure out a way to get in that house. Mom could be there. What are we waiting for? Let's even call Detective Burrows. And this man says, no, let's not do it. We don't want to set Patty off. Let me just work Patty. She
I,
all she got to do is put some more stuff up in that nasty food you claim you don't like, or anything you drink, and then you're screwed.
yeah, exactly. Like, you given her the perfect opportunity to trap you literally within the house.
Mm-hmm.
And she could be putting stuff all up in your food. You knew how you got into bed with her the first time. You don't think the next go around she's going to hesitate?
That man is scared of everybody. Victor, if this was Victor on the other side, he would try to figure. And I'm not a fan of Victor's tactics, but it shows the difference in mentality when it comes to Jack. Jack is scared of everybody. Somebody put some ultimatum on the table, he just loses it. Whereas somebody try to punk Victor, oh, he's going to figure out how to outmaneuver you on the chessboard.
Pretty much. And unfortunately, Victor's is usually right about Jack. I mean, and I'm like, why don't you listen to your son at the very least? Or better yet, like, Kyle doesn't have to listen to his daddy. That's his mama. If you want to go above and beyond and try to find his mom, call the police, do
Mm-hmm.
whatever he has to, I wouldn't even listen to his sorry daddy.
Right.
And
Girl.
at this point, this man was talking about, I'll go ahead, and she wants to be Mrs. Abbott. I guess I might let her do it. What?
What is wrong? I mean, there's no way. What Jack need to do is call her bluff. You know what? Do what you must. If Diane wants to be here, she's gonna be here. But I'm not marrying you, and I'm not getting a relationship with you, and you're not moving my sister, my son, and my grandson out of their house. So do what you wish. Goodbye. What are you gonna do if you take that power away from her? She gonna unalive uh Diane?
I mean, exactly. Call her bluff. Or better, here's another thing. He had a whole private detective. You can't use that same private detective to follow Patty and see where she meets this other man and try to listen to the phone calls or something.
Girl,
It just
listen.
doesn't.
He couldn't even have a private detective figure out the moles in his company that Michael put in there.
True, so true. Oh, goodness
And so
gracious.
sometimes when Victor calls him out about he's nothing like his dad, and I'm not saying that Jack need to be ruthless and heartless, because I mean, I don't agree, like I said, with some of Victor's tactics, one of them being that boat situation, right?
Right.
However, this man needs to be smart about certain things. It's like, why would you go along with a crazy man or woman like her?
And the thing is, Jack used to be very ruthless. They called him Smiling Jack. He was a ruthless character. And it seems like over the years, and he was running through all the women at Genoa City. I don't know if that softened him, but it definitely affected his brain stems. I mean, it's common sense. It's
Mm-hmm.
common sense. Why don't you just go about your son's route? Try different options, because you already or locked in the house with Patty. She's going to make it difficult for you to even try to go to work. Didn't he say he had to make an excuse? He said, like, oh, it's a Jabot problem. I
That
have to
only
leave
he
the
can
house.
fix.
Right. So she won't even let this man go and do his job. He has to go and
Well,
make an
you
excuse.
remember she said when she had all that food on the table, she called his job and canceled his meetings.
See, so now she's messing up your money too, Jack.
Well, first of all, whoever your secretary is need to be fired because that woman is
Quickly.
not your wife. Who is she to tell you or anybody else at that company that you need to cancel a meeting?
Exactly. Especially when you're the CEO.
Yeah,
Canceling it could have been a multi-million-dollar deal. So I'm like, Jack, she has access to the house, access to your job. It won't be long before your bank accounts. And now you're about to go along with possibly getting a divorce from Diane to marry her or to appease her. Come on now. The fact that he's making Victor look smart is just
yeah, insane.
insane to me.
I'm just like, you know what, y'all. I'm curious to see. First of all, the nominations are going to come out for 2025. That's coming up soon. However, with what we got going on in 26, I'm curious to see what we're going to get for Y&R in 27 for this year because so
Good
far it ain't hitting on nothing.
at all. I think Roger
Horwath.
Horwath. Okay, I almost had it. I think he'll get his nomination.
Oh, absolutely.
Would it be for this season though, or
Oh yeah, that's
would he
right. Because
qualify for this year?
he didn't come up last year
Yes, he did. The very tail end, remember?
for like
No
late
one was in the
December.
car accident prior to Christmas.
Well, I guess if he
I don't
have
think
any,
he
is
did
it?
enough
Go ahead. I'm
last
sorry,
year.
Keish.
Oh, so, I was just gonna say I don't feel like he really did enough
Like
in
Emmy
that
real
short period of
worthy.
time.
Yeah.
I feel
We'll
like
see.
most of his material is this year.
Yeah, we'll see. I hope so. He well deserves it. I mean, that's my favorite part of Y&R is seeing him on screen.
Mm-hmm.
But this stuff we have going on here, I would be very surprised if they got a nomination, especially for the writing. And once again, it's no shade, but I'm like, we see what we see, and it ain't adding up at all. Sorry,
Yeah.
not sorry, but
Mm-hmm.
I mean, how many kidnapping storylines are we gonna
Are
go
we gonna
through?
get? Yep.
There has to be a quota at some point. But anywho, I'm just very disappointed with Jack and Diane.
Yeah. And you
All, the,
guys
all
will
those,
see. We'll see more of that tomorrow, which is what Bree and I are referring to.
yeah. And then I
Mm-hmm.
was laughing about Nikki and Victor too. I was like, girl.
Yeah. Well, we gotta talk about that too, and that obviously they're moving Nate, trying to get him to go back to medicine, which
Yeah,
I think he fits better over there anyway. We rarely even seen Nate work the corporate environment.
true.
You know what I
Except
mean?
over at Newman.
Right, when he was over there, but on a regular basis, all we know is that he worked with Devon over at Winters, but we've only really seen his dialogue in relations to his relationship with Audra, and before that, the tail end of his relationship with Victoria. But it wasn't about business. It was just his drama with Audra and what she had going on with Victor and Kyle and when they were down in Nice and all that type of stuff. So I think
Right.
maybe they're redirecting him back to medicine. At least I would think so. That's the way it seems.
That sounds pretty good to me.
Mm-hmm.
And it seems like, I don't know, Victoria or maybe Victor, someone's going to surgically repair his hand so he can magically help Nikki. And I actually felt bad for Nikki this week. Well, last week and then today's episode, of course, because that's a terrifying thing to have a
Mm-hmm.
mass and it hitting on your optic nerve, and then you possibly can go blind from the surgery. I was like, oh wow.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Melody was right. It's something that she's never played before. And we know that Melody is going to wear. She's definitely going to work for her nomination. She's going to wear this out. I can't wait to see the performances with this.
I
But
guess the only thing is that I'm annoyed with this whole cat and mouse of them keeping this away from Victor and Victor wanting to find out, and then she's lying about what's going on because she's trying to stonewall Victor. And I'm like, I'm really not up for it. It's one thing that it's possibly an emotional storyline in itself, but this whole tug of war, if you're going to put these two back together, just get it over with.
right. I mean, and the Victorious is also stuck on stupid, like a little girl trying to put her parents back together. I think Jay said, like, why are you trying to put these two toxic people back together? But this is what I always said about soap couples. Like, 90% of the couples are toxic. So it doesn't surprise me. Plus, at this point, Nikki has made it clear that no matter what Victor does or what he says to her, if he's disrespectful to her, as long as he dangles like some jewelry or a company or a new car, she's going to oblige and turn a blind eye.
Mm-hmm.
And she's been living her life for years.
I just
So
don't.
that's why.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. That's why what she did tomorrow was comical.
Well, I just don't like the fact with something like that you land something as huge as that is, and then say you can't tell a soul. That's hard. You're about to possibly go blind. You're
Yeah.
having these traumatic headaches and vision problems, and you want me to carry that for you without anybody else knowing. No. I mean, I would have been like, I understand that but we got to come together for this. So I am going to have a conversation with my dad, and we need to move on.
Yeah.
I mean, I understand people have, I mean, please don't do this. Okay, so you're going to sit up in the room and fall out in this hotel by yourself.
Right. See, she would have, if that was my mom, she would have been in my house. Get you out this hotel. Especially like if you're having these headaches and it could press on that optic nerve and you can go blind right there. Nope, you come into the house with me.
Well, why would you leave her up in the hotel by herself?
Exactly.
That
Ain't
whole
no
thing
way.
that part don't even make sense.
Nope, she be in my house.
Now, I
And we're gonna
understand Victoria's place is over at the ranch, but y'all got to get over y'all petty differences. She do not need to be in a hotel room by herself where these are pretty much unstable headaches that can happen at any given time.
right. And on top of that, she could go blind
Mm-hmm.
if the tumor continues to grow, or it could press on that nerve at any given moment. What happens if she walks outside of her hallway, and then what?
Right.
Like, you're setting a whole situation for her to get robbed, for someone to try to harm her. No, that I was very disappointed with Victoria with that. Like, no, she would be in the house with me, but you have Victoria saying, like, oh, you need to make up with dad, and like he should know this and that. If she does, if your mom doesn't want to have to deal with her marriage, that's fine. Worry about your mother's health. So check her out of that hotel and bring her home with you at the very least.
Mm-hmm.
Then she can worry about y'all daddy later. No, there would have been no way.
Yeah, and then you turn around and you drop that in Claire's lap and then tell her to do the same thing. It's like I
Right.
don't if it's something that major that I can't share with the family, please. I mean, I'm not saying I don't want to know, but don't put it in my lap to carry that burden and I got to come around other people and can't say nothing.
And how unfair is that to Nicholas?
Exactly.
And I understand that they don't want to burden him with that news while he's going through rehabilitation. But this is the same man who was worried about putting Matt Clark in jail. So clearly, this man can multitask. Tell him about his mother.
And the crazy thing is, she was the same one that was not happy about the fact that Nicholas did not tell anybody about his addiction. Now you're turning around and doing the same thing with your health situation.
Yeah, like one's not better than the other. And this is a severe thing. So I was very disappointed with Victoria. You left your mom up there? Really?
Francis Armstrong in the chat has said, we're trying to make sense out of nonsense.
Girl, we struggle, but we trying.
We
You know the
tried,
slogan.
girl.
The truest statement ever spoken about
Oh,
YMR.
look at Keish had to chime in on that one. Keish was like, that was the truest thing I've ever heard. Trying to make sense out of nonsense, because that's exactly what it is. You know.
Now, on a side note, because I think didn't Nikki meet with Lily this week too, and she confronted Lily about
Yeah.
getting Chancellor.
Yeah.
Yeah, Nikki and Victoria both had some nerve. Like, not that I am. I know Lily has gotten on my nerves too, but for Nikki to sit there and say to her, "You betrayed me," and like she feels a way because Lily got that company back. It's like, Nikki, you literally did that to her.
Right.
Yeah.
Like you and Victor both lied to her about um what was going to happen with that company, and I can't even recall like all the details of that situation, but I know that they lied to her because she was I was about to say sidetracked. She was blindsided when it happened. So for her and Victoria to both, how dare you? I can't believe you would do this to my mother. I can't believe you would do this to me. It's like the Newmans have zero self awareness, like no self awareness at all. It's amazing.
I feel like they're better than the Logans when it comes to self awareness.
Aren't they?
If I had,
I feel like they're about on the same level.
I feel like the Newmans are just they're more arrogant, and I feel the Logans are more they're not self aware.
I can see that.
Like
Yeah, I can see arrogance. Yeah, they're all entitled, but I can see the arrogance on the Newman side versus the Logans are just, well, why wouldn't I deserve this kind of thing? Like they really believe that they deserve everything that they want because they just feel like that's just what they deserve.
And then you had Nikki go to Lily and said, like, oh, so when I asked you, what did Victor offer you for you to fake your kidnapping? You didn't say anything. She was like, well, I didn't know it was even really an offer on the table, but when it happened, it happened. Either which way, Lily doesn't owe an explanation to Nikki because once again, that company was only given to Nikki to shut her up about what Victor and Adam had going on. And the fact that Victor wanted Adam to have Newman Media. So he gave her Chancellor to shut her up, and she took it because there was another carrot that was dangled in front of her, and she turned a blind eye. And you're not on good terms with this man, so like, are you really surprised that he gave that company away?
Right.
And then she had the nerve to complain about Kane, like, how on earth did you allow Kane to be CEO of that company? I'm like, ma'am, if you have an issue with this man still to this day, why don't you get up out of his hotel?
That's a good one.
So you got all the questions in the world, and that's the same thing with all the Newmans and Devon and Nate. Why don't you get out of this man's place of business since you guys can't stand him so much?
Right. You are
But oh
absolutely
well.
correct. Um, there was also, what was it? And it just crossed my mind. Oh, when you were talking about Adam and Chelsea, we had seen them last week trying to figure out what they gonna do next because they don't have a company. But it sounded like Adam was still gonna try to see if he can get Newman Media back.
Yeah. So it looks like they're not going to try to fight Sally about getting Newman Media. They're just going to start another Newman Media, basically.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if they're going to fund it themselves or they're going to reach out to Victor to fund it. That part I don't know, but they want to bring Newman Media back, and that was pretty much their storyline for this week.
Yeah.
And then Phyllis catches Kane and Matt, and that's the other stupid storyline. Like, Kane already knows what you're up to. He saw you hanging out with the Newmans, and then you keep bringing the Newmans up, like, oh, they helped me with this, they helped me with that, and you know, and they pretty much set him up to be a dummy.
Mm-hmm.
Because Kane was quickly to call it out. He's like, look, when you're ready to be honest, just let me know. I don't blame Kane.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you set him up to be a dummy.
So, question, since we're talking about Kane, because this also happened last week, what is the end goal? Is it just for Matt Clark to just be keeping an eye on him, or does Victor doesn't want Matt to do anything to Kane, just to keep an eye on him, seeing what he's up to, right?
Right.
Yeah, I don't. Okay.
He's working for Lily, which I guess is a known thing around town because Devon has an attitude again.
Mm-hmm.
And he confronted Kane about him working for Lily.
Mm-hmm.
And then you had Nikki complaining, so I'm assuming Victor knows.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not a surprise where he's going to be at. And on top of that, everyone keeps going to this man's hotel. So what do you need Matt Clark to keep tabs on him for?
Mm-hmm.
That's where I'm confused at.
Yeah. I mean, if he's going to be working for, for Lily, what else are you trying to find out? I mean, he's an employee pretty much. He's running a company for somebody else. He's not doing anything unless they're trying to see if he's going to use Chancellor against them. But I don't know. I just think they're reaching. They're looking to give the actor something to do, which is fine because people got to pay their bills. But give him something good. Y'all done really destroyed the character.
Yeah. It's just a missed opportunity. We keep saying he could have been Tucker McCall or he could have been a brand new character. But if I were to write this, I wouldn't use Matt Clark in this situation with Kane. I would have used Holden.
Mm-hmm.
Like, because Holden wants to try to, be on Claire's good side and try to have a relationship. And, Victor could have seen that and be like, hey, you used to work for him. How about I pay you? Let me know the intel, yada, yada, yada. That would have made more sense.
Mm-hmm.
Versus using Matt Clark.
I agree.
So, I don't know why they didn't go that direction, but we're here.
Mm-hmm.
And then Phyllis just called it out, and I love Phyllis. A girl needs to sit, mind her P's and Q's. You got a company, you got a job, and you can create jobs. Focus on that.
Yeah, because she was doing, I was like, Phyllis, why are you, especially with that conversation with
Kane,
where she was trying to, oh my God, you'll never believe, guess what I got? Just take your take your company and move along. Why must you stick it in his face? He already got Lily back. He's working for Lily. What were you expecting him to get mad and upset?
Right. Why are you trying to put a target on your back? He created Arabesque. He also created the AI software within Arabesque. Now that he knows that you have it now, like you don't know what little extra something something he had. Like this man had a whole control button to decimate Victor's company.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't know what he has within Arabesque, and you don't throw it in this man's face. She cannot help herself. Love Phyllis, but she's a dummy.
Mm-hmm.
Not
I
all the
agree.
time. Not all the time. Majority, yeah.
Mm-hmm. I agree. I'm sitting up there like, girl, just take your win. You thought you had nothing left. The kids ain't talking to you. You lost Summer's conglomerate through the Newman thing. You had nothing. Now you got a little company you can work with Lauren, and you go and try to rub it in Kane's face. Stop.
Yeah. Give her a prescription to just shut up.
Mm-hmm. I'm like, girl, you didn't even need to do that. Just take the W.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like he got his precious Lily. That's he tunnel vision. He's not even worried about Arabesque.
Mm-mm.
He's so happy to work for Lily. This man who had $1 billion empire is so happy to be an employee.
Mm-hmm. All right. Did we cover everything? What else we got?
Girl, that was it.
Mm-hmm.
That was pretty much it.
You sound so defeated, Bree.
Ah.
Girl, that was it.
That really was. I'm trying to grasp at straws. We had Tracy at the bottom who was trying to get Patty together. And I was actually proud of that. She's like, I'll never forget what you did and what happened with my daughter, which is true.
Mm-hmm.
I saw an interesting poll, I think over the weekend. They were asking, like, who is worse, Sheila Carter or Patty Williams? I'm like, that would be, if there was ever a versus battle with those two, I can see that. I can't even think of who is technically worse.
Well, they're trying to redeem Sheila, and at the same time, they got her trying to play psychological mumbo jumbo with Jack. It's hard. I don't know, girl. I'm just so over what's going on at Y&R. I'm just like, can we move along? Give us something else.
I mean, they just need a complete shakeup because we're seeing the same people, same storylines, same this, same that. We just need a shakeup. And it would be nice for Sheila to go back to Y&R.
Mm-hmm.
We need to shake up something like that. Or have like one of the characters go on to Beyond the Gates, anything.
Mm-hmm. You hear what Aisha's talking about? Let's go talk about Katie.
Yeah, we can only stretch out Y&R so much. That's it.
Yeah, we can move it
all I
along. If you ain't got nothing else, I don't. I pretty much put my grievances out there. So
we wrapped that up in what, 45 minutes?
yeah, pretty much.
See, that's all they gave us. And from the looks of this week, it'll be much more the same.
Wait a minute, hold on 1 second. I think I put the wrong thing up there. Give me a second. I want to make sure I got the right 26. Sometimes I just need to go back and delete some things. I'm like, dang, what the heck happened? Okay, here we go. Alright, here we go. Okay, can you see that on the screen?
Not yet.
Okay, it'll pop up.
But yeah, we can definitely talk about Miss Katie. Some stuff I'm definitely disappointed with Bold too.
Well, I'm just Brooke is always claiming, I want my sister to be happy. I don't want this contention, yet you still talking trash about her company behind her back, and it's like, okay, I understand it's competition or whatnot, but aren't you happy that your sister's stepping out on your own, or are you jealous that Ridge didn't give you a company as a present?
She jealous of everything. And this why is this woman still complaining about like you stole my name?
Yeah, she even said that. Then Donna sitting up there like, when she said that whole part about stealing Eric, I'm like, Donna, you knew exactly what how this went down. You tried to talk your husband out of going over there, and you gonna sit up there and let Brooke have that? You gonna let her get away
Yeah.
with saying that they stole it? Okay.
Mm-hmm. She's trying to play two in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
But this is why it's hard for me to respect Donna, because if she wants there to be peace, there's got to be some form of honesty, some sort of reality check, especially for Brooke. The fact that this woman keeps saying, like, oh, she stole my name, Donna should have checked her right there. No, that is our name. You need to get over that. My husband went over there willingly. You need to get over that.
Mm-hmm.
But everyone wants to cradle Eric, and that's the part that's annoying me.
Mm-hmm.
And because I definitely want to talk about that this week, because then he was in the showroom saying like, oh, I'm so disappointed in Katie. Like, how could Katie do this to me? Do what to you? You can't even be man enough to apologize.
Or the writers or showrunners in a room and ask them, when you guys write stuff and then later on you blatantly disregard what you wrote literally just a month ago, like, is that on purpose? Or like, how are we supposed to receive that?
Mm-hmm.
Because we witnessed on screen just a couple months ago Eric voluntarily taking his ass over to Logan
Mm-hmm.
and volunteering his services to Katie.
Mm-hmm.
And now all of a sudden he's like, well, I can't believe Katie would do this to me. Like,
this was February sweeps.
Mm-hmm.
I don't get it. I don't get why they do that. Like, how hard is it to have Eric himself say, they didn't take advantage of me, I did this was my fault. Like, you guys can't be mad at Katie.
Keish, that happened one time, right after that medical incident when he went upstairs with Ridge.
Mm-hmm.
And they had that about the fact that he didn't like being retired, and I wanted to steal the design, and I chose to be there. And even Ridge agreed with it. When he came back downstairs and Brooke was going back and forth with Bill and Katie, and Ridge was like, nope, this is my fault. I shouldn't have pushed my dad out. Brooke was still, when they went back to the house, oh, I can't believe Katie did this to Eric. And Ridge said, no, this was my fault. He went over there because I did this, that, and the third. And then now they throw all that out the window, and then got the Foresters complaining. Even Steffi, who's a brilliant business-minded person herself, looking at this as theft.
Yeah, I was so disappointed with that. And I'm more so disappointed with Eric, because he was fighting so much with his family, saying like, I'm capable, I'm competent, and people need to respect me, my business decisions, and I can handle this. And he was more than able to go over to Katie.
Mm-hmm.
And he even said he wants to teach his kids a lesson.
Mm-hmm.
And even set up a specialized contract, everything. And the moment that Rich said, I want you to come back, I'm sorry, you're like, okay. And then it's all Katie's fault.
Mm-hmm.
And he's hiding behind Brooke's skirt and his son. And everyone's cradling this man. And that's the part I have an issue with Hope too. Like, this whole relaunch, like, everything is a domino effect of what Eric did since February.
Mm-hmm.
Because Hope probably would have had her line out and everything, but they had to do a whole marketing campaign and get a whole line out to fix the mess that Eric made.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't understand like how Hope can't even see that.
Or they fixing the mess that Eric made, but blaming everybody, blaming the Logans and the Spencers for it. Y'all
And
did this.
Stephanie.
Y'all retired this man against his will. He took his narrow behind over there, offered his services, pleaded with them to keep it a secret. It came out, and then you had a coming to the moment of, oh, maybe I need to fix this thing with my son, and then you want to tell them don't release the line, but then you already got paid and you gave them product. You had a contract, sir.
Right. If you were so upset, why don't you give them back your check?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
That part.
I mean, you had no problem cashing your check.
Mm-mm.
But you have an issue with her using the designs that she paid for?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But anywho, that was, I'm like, every time I see Eric now, he upsets me because I'm like,
Right.
because Katie had it right. She's like, I'm owed an apology. If he has an issue, why doesn't he direct it with me? Exactly.
Right.
He's able to cry to everybody else and hide behind Brooke's skirt. And she's over there putting her cape on for this man and saying, like, they stole Eric. How can this is not Victor Newman over there at Logan.
What you said? Say Victor Newman.
No, this man got in his car, walked into the office, signing paperwork, handing out designs. That sounds willingly to me.
Mm-hmm.
He wasn't under duress. This man was in a cage. Sounds like he made his choice and his decision. And I wish Donna would just set that straight. But she's just over there in the middle, just quiet.
Yep. She's sitting up there looking in Brooke's face. She keeping the secret of Hope also, but then you also letting your older sister trash your other sister, and then, she's still trying to see Eric as the victim, and you're like, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Gail Lewis. Eric signed the contract. He created a contract. He said, I have my list, my terms, my everything. I only want to do it for a year. I don't want anyone to know about it, but I want to teach the Foresters a lesson. There was a whole, 2 episodes during February sweeps about it.
Mm-hmm.
He made a whole declaration about ageism and how you're going to respect your elders. It was in that same episode. Signed a contract.
Yes, ma'am. So, and he just won't take accountability for his actions. He got cold feet. He made up with Ridge right before everything happened, and then told Katie and Bill like they were gonna listen to him. All that money they put behind that whole project, that they weren't going to release it. You wanted fancy Italian silks and all this kind of stuff. They paid for that.
Right. And on top of that, you have your own company. This man really could have just created his own line and they would have had to deal with it. He's another owner. He didn't need permission from anyone.
Mm-mm. Nope.
So, I mean, anywho, I was just so disappointed.
I bet you were, girl. I'm like, this is some mess right here.
And then also the stuff with RJ too. The fact that Eric was like, oh, you guys have done a great job. Zenda, you did a great job too. But RJ, wow, you've come into your own. You did an amazing job. You're taking after your father, yada, yada, yada. I'm like, okay. And then RJ caught a whole attitude with Zende. It says, like, don't you think that's disrespectful for him just to leave like that or feel a way about that?
Mm-hmm.
How is he, so he can't have his own feelings now?
Right.
You want to micromanage how this grown person feels?
Mm-hmm.
Say when you're trying to micromanage people firing Dylan and Will to appease Electra. I'm like, RJ, you need to sit down somewhere, sweetheart. Like, you only came back less than a few months, and you're working my optic nerve too. I mean,
Girl, no, you
every.
didn't say that. You working my you working my optic nerve too.
I mean, this boy, the entitlement, that he is the epitome of broken ridge. Like, I see what Eric says that then you're the golden child. Oh yeah, he's just like his mom and he's just like his father, like to the T. He got all the qualities. Like Zendy has every right to feel how he feels because he's was working as a designer for at least 10 plus years and then can't even get his own line. He's working on everyone else's line.
Right.
And RJ comes back and he gets a whole collection.
Yep.
That's a reason to catch an attitude.
Yes, it is. So, we also had some mess with Dylan and Electra.
This pick me.
It's fangirling. I'll do anything for you, and it's just ass. I'm like,
actually, let's back it up because weren't they? She was kissing on RJ. I think that was last week, and saying like, "Oh, I don't want this to affect things between me and Electra, and I don't think she's gonna approve of what? You're not worried about Will? She should be ecstatic about that."
Girl, that was crazy.
And then now you got this girl working up underneath Electra. I'm like, that serves Dylan right.
Since she do it though.
Okay. I mean, okay, just you're going to enjoy her bossing you around. I mean, you've been doing it voluntarily. You might as well get paid to do so now.
Yeah, like, give that girl a backbone. She can tell everybody else where to get off. Her cousin, when this whole stuff was before she got into that whole little romance with RJ, she was telling for. But when it come to her, it's like, well, like she is her mother. And I'm like, yeah, you're doing too much, young lady.
Yeah. I don't know what it is about Electra, but
fangirl.
I'm not sure. Could you imagine working for her? We saw today's episode. You see how she was quickly changing up everything. Like, oh, I wanted this one. No, not that one. This one. It couldn't be me. I would be, where's Daphne at?
What you say? It couldn't be me.
And I'm like, where's Daphne?
Yeah.
I kind of, I was a little bummed that she's not going to be Daphne's assistant anymore because I feel like that eliminates screen time for Daphne. But I wanted to see Daphne become like a mentor to Dylan and hopefully talk some sense into her as far as you don't need Electra's approval for everything you do.
Right.
Like, have some self-respect.
Mm-hmm.
But apparently we're not going to get that since she's working with Electra now.
Yeah.
I mean, she, focuses her whole life on what Electra wants, so she's exactly where she wants to be.
Mm-hmm. Yep. We also I don't know. I know a lot of people thought that Wyatt and Shauna had something going on, but I don't know about that now.
Yeah, I'm not getting that either.
Yeah, a lot of people was wondering whether remember?
Y'all okay.
No. I don't see it, and I don't. To me, it doesn't make sense for them to have something going on. I don't think it's needed or necessary, but I'm not getting that there is something.
Yeah, me either. At first, it was like, I don't know why they two come together, but they just, I don't know, they just seem like they just cool with each other.
I wish that they would have just recasted a Quinn instead of bringing Shauna back.
Right.
That would have been perfect.
Yeah, but who would they would have gotten to play Quinn? Quinn is a spicy character.
Mm-hmm.
Who would you
That's
would
a
have
great
get to
question.
fill those shoes?
Yeah, I don't know. They could have found somebody though.
Or they could have just, given Rena Soford a nice, sizable contract, something, and have her come back. Like she can, because there's plenty of actors who'll hop from one soap to the next. Because Eileen Davidson, she was doing that for years. YNR,
like
Bold.
I thought Rena didn't leave on the best of terms with that show.
With
Because I thought
Bold?
there was some,
With Bold?
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought there was. I mean, they may have been rumors, but I thought there was some interviews or something of her talking about how if you're not KKL or Jackie, that they're not really going to give you good material or something like that.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow. Okay.
Yeah, because they were dropping her character to, I think, recurring status, and then I think she alluded to there really wasn't much of a direction for Quinn.
Okay.
And maybe that's why they brought back Shauna. They probably could have negotiated something with Quinn, but I highly agree with that. They could have recasted her. But Rena Sofer is a force to be reckoned with. That's some big shoes to fill. Like if I was Brad Bell or someone over at CBS, I would try to reach out to her and work something out because we could definitely utilize Quinn. And Katie can learn a lot from Quinn too, especially going up against Brooke.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're not gonna reach out to her to work anything out.
Yeah.
Like, these people recasted Ridge and they recasted Taylor Hayes, so they wouldn't have a problem recasting Quinn if they wanted to.
Yeah, we saw what they did to Krista Allen.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Speaking of Taylor, we had Sheila back on screen this past week.
Oh yeah, that was last week, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So proud
Last
of her.
Wednesday-ish, I think. And they were definitely surprised to see her. The divorce is still not final. And the first thing they thought that girl was going to pull a pew-pew out. And she was like, this is just paperwork. You want me to sign it?
I mean,
Chill out.
In their defense, the way that she walked in was so slow and just like creepy. It was very Michael Myers-esque, like, and then this slowly pulling out the papers. I mean, the first thing you think about is like, okay, but it wasn't a knife or a pew pew. But it was, but what she pulled out was even better. She's like, look, I haven't signed these papers, but this is what you're going to do for me. Hayes and Finn, I want to have a relationship with them, and you're going to help facilitate that before I sign anything.
I thought, I was like, this is chess, not checkers.
I was like, you go, girl.
I was like, that's how you do it. I mean, you're going to take a piece of my life. Well, guess you're going to help me replace a piece of it too. So I'm going to need you. You want me? And she knows that Steffi is going to give them the hardest time. Now, there was a speculation with one of you two where y'all was saying how what she possibly would do is go behind Steffi's back and negotiate with Finn.
Yeah.
So that was you, right?
Yeah. Because Taylor going directly to Steffi with that, she's going to quickly tell her mom, yeah, you're going to need to break up with Deacon because that's not happening.
Right.
So, and we know how sneaky Taylor can be, especially now, especially when her daughter is not around. I think she's going to go directly to Finn and say, like, hey, if you can do this for us, this is true love, and we want to be together, but she won't sign the papers unless you do this. And since it pertains to Finn and Hayes, she's going to try to keep this quiet away from Steffi as possible.
Oh,
As
absolutely.
possible.
Absolutely.
She's going to try to do that. She may try to do that, but we all know Finn can't keep a secret to save his life.
No.
Yeah.
I agree with that, Keish.
But Sheila's banking on this not working.
Right.
And the way that Deacon looked, he knew that too.
Mm-hmm.
And then Taylor's like, oh, I can't give any guarantees. She was like, oh, that's not my problem. I was like, yes, exactly. Mm-hmm. Sheila has to get a whole roommate. She has to find another job, which that part is crazy. Who said it in this chat room? Who said that she needed to go after half, especially in California?
That's what the story should have been.
Girl,
trying to take that restaurant.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. Like, now, that should.
Oh, good.
Oh no, I was going to say that should have been the storyline right there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm one that doesn't feel sorry for Sheila, and I know that Deacon had that restaurant before they got married, but it would have, to me, that would have made more sense and would have had more legs than this whole thing.
Right.
I mean,
and I thought that they were going to go that direction since they had Deacon open up Bikini, because then he would be at Bikini and she would be at Il Giardino.
Yeah, I would have been perfectly fine with that, because especially they could have highlighted like the divorces like in California, because you'll see like women who get with these rich guys and they'll be married for less than a year. The men have built like a whole empire and she still gets half. Mm-hmm. So I don't see how they couldn't have that with Sheila, but we're going this route. She's trying to get her husband back, because all she asked for him to do was, I just want to be your friend. But Taylor, you're going to give me X, Y, and Z. And I'm like, Taylor, this is what happens when you're a whole side chick.
Yeah.
And now the wife has got a list of demands for you.
Another thing I don't understand is, why is Deacon acting like it's required that Sheila signs off on those divorce papers in order for it to move forward? Like, of course, she can drag it out, but eventually, depending on how she tries to drag it out, and if she's just doing it with, well, I need you to get Finn and Hayes to want to spend time with me, like, those aren't assets. So in 6 months, even if she still hasn't signed it, the divorce can still move forward, unless she tries to then add in, well, I want this restaurant, or I want this, or whatever other assets that Deacon has. But exactly. If she's just going off of trying to get this relationship with Finn and Hayes, stalling on signing those papers ain't gonna do nothing.
It's gonna buy her time, and she can still claim to be his wife. And what that will also do is this thing that Sheila's trying to set up is actually going to benefit Deacon more, because she could go after half. She could go after one of the restaurants or both of them, or whatever the case is. Because I'm assuming there's no prenup with those two. So she could really make it hell for him. But all she wants is just her relationship with her son and her grandson. And have the whole side chick facilitate that. If he wants to keep the money in his bank account, he better help Taylor facilitate something. But had he been a man and asked his wife for a divorce instead of cheating and having a whole affair, they wouldn't be in this predicament.
Yeah,
but she's not even talking about money. That's the thing.
Exactly.
So money isn't even the issue. So why is he freaking out? Like, okay,
because it could switch up. It could switch up and
eventually
change.
She's gonna it's gonna have to move forward. So if I was Deacon, I'd have been like, okay, I mean, you don't have to sign it now, but I'm still moving forward with my life, and eventually this is going to move forward, regardless of if you sign those divorce papers or not. Now, she starts talking about the money aspect of it, then yeah, start getting worried. But she hasn't even brought up money.
But she could though.
But
this is all that she's asking for.
So there's no reason for him to be worried.
But it can switch up really quick, and some people get kind of scared of that, and they walk on the eggshells a lot of time in divorces, because you could upset them one minute and then they want to go after everything. So I'm curious to see the direction this going to go in, because this is the only time I'm actually interested in the Taylor Deacon storyline. This right here, because I want to see how Taylor is going to up and maneuver this situation, go behind her daughter's back, because I feel she's going to do that, and go from there. But the fact that this is all that Sheila is asking for, she knows this is not going to work out. She wants to try to keep her husband.
Yeah, that's what I was going to chime in on, is the fact that the reason why he's freaking out or looking crazy is because he knows exactly that going to Steffi to say, you know, she wants a relationship with Finn and Hayes is part of her signing them papers. He knows Steffi ain't gonna go with that, and I think that's what's getting at him. Like, that ain't gonna work. You know, everybody knows Steffi is not gonna let Sheila anywhere near her husband, or her son. And Deacon definitely knows that. So, I mean, with the dialogue that we have, because I do agree there are sometimes a default divorce when somebody either don't show up or they don't say. I don't know if they're going to go that route, and at the same time,
Right.
we don't know if they're going to bring up money either. What we do know is that we got a piece of paper that she's saying I will sign if I get a relationship with my son and grandson. And Deacon is freaking out because he knows Steffi's answers.
That's a great question, Ron Julian. He said, Bree, why hasn't Sheila reported Taylor to the hospital board administration for getting involved with the patient so she loses her practice?
Because they ain't finna do all that.
Look, if it were me,
it's the same reason why Lee is still working in the hospital right now.
Right.
After she faked the death of
Right.
Luna.
They fired Grace, but then Lee is still working there.
Yeah, after she did it twice, which is funny. Oh goodness, I mean, Sheila could have been extremely petty and could really make this divorce messy, especially since she can't find a job and she got a whole roommate. How she gonna pay her bills? She could make this hell for Deacon, but she's gonna just make it hell for Taylor. She's making it hell for the side chick, so she can still look like the good guy in her husband's eyes. I can't wait to see this mess. I can't wait. July sweeps is going to be really funny with this storyline.
I'm more looking forward to what's going to happen because, Brooke is talking big stuff about how Katie is just going to suffer, and I feel sorry for them. And with them now having a hope for the future, Diamond, I'm wondering if they're going to hire that girl to do the fragrances.
They said they did.
Oh, okay. So they got the girl to do the fragrances that Steffi and them turned down. And then of course Hope is deciding, because that was the other big thing. I mean, I know we kind of danced around it, but Hope decided after that whole pep talk with with Katie this week and today actually, she's decided that I'm just gonna do my thing with Logan. I'm here for that because I kind of want to see what their reactions are going to be.
Wait, she decided she's only going to do the line with Logan and not going to do Hope for the Future?
That's how it appears.
That's how it appears, is that she's like, you know what? I'm just going to go ahead and stick out with what I agree with. There's no way she can do both right now. She can't. You got a whole line that you're working through. It's about to hit the runway. Couture is, according to what we saw in the promo, both of them are going down this week. And Katie's going first. Do you think that after they reveal that Hope Logan is behind the line that the next day she gonna be able to walk into Forrester and they're gonna be like, okay, get started, go in and get to work on Hope for the Future. No way.
And
Yeah,
I
they
still don't
were worried
understand why
about.
this is a secret. Like,
Right. After we just got
it's,
through a whole thing with Eric, I'm like,
and especially since they're going first. Like, it would be one thing if the Hope for the Future line was coming out first, and then she snuck on over to Logan, and then Logan debuted their line. But you guys are going first, so like T was saying, they're not going to take her back at Forrester,
No.
knowing that she was over there secretly working with them. So what was the point in even keeping the secret? You may as well have just told them.
that was my point there. If I were writing this, I would have written it to where Katie was poaching Hope and say, you're not a Forcer, you're a Spencer. She could have done that right in front of Brooke. And then we could have really seen Brooke try to push Steffi to get Hope for the Future. And that would have wore her down to try to keep her. And then you got Katie rolling out the red carpet, and then Hope deciding to go to Logan. Then this would create fuel and this anger and this animosity, and then really create the fashion rivalry or something. That would make more sense because we just got the rinse and repeat thing with Eric for February.
I honestly don't believe that Steffi was ready to push that line. I think she was calling her bluff. All them fake hugs and all that stuff. I
Bring it in,
think
girl.
she realized something was going on, and because I saw her looking at right before she, excuse me, got Hope over there. She was sitting up there looking at the Logan website or whatever, right? And then she had this interesting look on her face, and I think she got a clue of what might have been going on. She just couldn't call it out, and so she was like, you know what, let me back her into a corner here at this company to make sure that nothing else is going on, because they still technically, they said we're going to do it next, we're going to do it soon. Okay, what does that look like? Is that next Monday or is that in September? You know what I mean? So I don't know if, I think Steffi was trying to pull it out of her or at least cover her bases just in case Katie, because think about it, the girl took a leave of absence. She's pissed off about her line. Her auntie got a whole company over there that she could offer her niece an opportunity. I'm wondering if that's what's going on. You know what? Let me reel her back in, back her into a corner, get her to agree, and cover my bases.
I'm going to piggyback off of that. I don't think she did that to even reel Hope in. I think she did that to cover her bases so she won't get blamed about Hope anymore.
That's possible too.
Because I think that she did, everyone keeps, especially Brooke, saying, like, you need to bring back her line, you need to do this, and you need to do that. And then I think Brooke was also talking to Ridge about how, like, Stephanie needs to bring back Hope and this is affecting her daughter. And Ridge was like, we already explained this ad nauseum. I think Steffi senses that. Liam and Bill know that she's not dumb. I mean, she can put two and two together when it comes to that. So I think she was covering the bases. So Hope got everything that she asked for. So if she decides to come back, that's on her. If she decides to not do it, then she pretty much gave herself up. And that would answer Steffi's question about who Katie's designer is.
So here's the other piece that we didn't talk about too, which was also last week, is this whole thing with Electra and Will, and Electra pretty much trying to pull the boyfriend card about saying, if you said no secrets, you should tell me. And I'm like, you do realize companies have proprietary secrets.
Mm-hmm.
Why would he? Well, he don't owe you that information. And then we did see a
She was
promo
wrong
that
for even
he's.
asking.
What you say?
She was wrong for even putting him in the position and asking him.
Exactly. And then remember, there's a promo that we saw for this week where he's feeling some kind of way about that coming out and how Electra gonna feel about it. I'm like, this girl got all of y'all in a chokehold.
Right.
Apparently. And she's talking about we don't have any secrets. So you're gonna share them secret kisses that you have with RJ to Will?
Besides the one he saw, because there was more than one.
Right. All them secret kisses. All these
This
secret
was the same thing
meetings.
Hope did with Liam when Eric was meddling around over there. She was asking Liam if she knew who was designing for Logan. And it's like, why are you putting him in the position to have to either lie to you or you get an attitude because he won't tell you?
Right.
Like it's none. This is business. It's none of your business.
Exactly.
Pretty much.
Exactly.
Now, here's my question. When all of this comes out, should Hope even still stay at her mother's house?
I don't even. Okay, let me ask you, ladies, a question. Do you think that Brooke, her daughter is pretty much grown? I mean, she's not 20. She's not like the younger kids on the show. She's grown. Got kids, a husband. She choose to go and work with her auntie. Why should Brooke even have that as a problem?
Right. Exactly.
It shouldn't be a problem, but lying about it is where the problem comes into play.
And I get that part of it. I totally agree with that. But just say she told, because obviously she's going to know or realize that Hope has been doing what she's been doing, right? What are you mad about? You do what you want to do for Ridge. How come Hope can't do what she want to do with Liam Spencer and his company?
That's why I don't think it would have been, at least where Brooke is concerned, I don't think it would have been that big of a deal, at least with Hope. I think Brooke would have taken it out more on Katie. I think with Hope, she would, if Hope would have went to her and said, you know what, Mom, I feel like I'm not valued here. They're offering me X, Y, and Z over at Logan, and I'm gonna take it because I need a new start. I want to work with my husband. If she would have went to Brooke and said all that, I don't think Brooke would have been upset with her about it. I think she would have been upset in general that now she's not working with her daughter anymore, or probably maybe upset with Katie because she felt like Katie poached her daughter from her. But with Hope, Brooke is never mad at Hope, so she definitely wasn't going to kick her out if she just came to her and told her how she felt and let her know that she wanted to go work over there.
Right.
And I doubt that she's going to kick her out when this does come out.
But even still, go ahead and finish, Keish.
Oh no, I was just going to say because that's just how their relationship is. Brooke literally does anything for Hope.
I guess my thing is, okay, she get mad at Katie, but if Hope says this was my decision, I chose to come over here. She didn't manipulate me, and play that whole victim card because Eric obviously is playing. Oh my God, they took advantage of me. No, they didn't, but they're buying it, right?
Right.
At what point should Brooke says, if she's jumping in Katie face and Hope step up and say, no, this was my decision. I chose to do this. Y'all were dragging y'all feet about trying to get this whole thing up and running with my line, and I decided to do something different. I made that decision. Why can't I work with my husband? You work with yours.
Mm-hmm. Well, you're asking Brooke to think logically, and she doesn't.
Yeah, she's gonna say
just like she's not thinking logically or rationally when it comes to the whole Eric situation, or the fact that Katie is using their last name as her company.
You know what? I wish they could have. I wish they could have even flipped it so much, that whole thing when Ridge and Brooke got into it, right? And she was like, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to team up with my sister to run Logan. They're all Logans. Except, even though she's married to a Forrester, but I'm going, my daughter's going, I'm going to support my sister. If you can, I've been working for this company and I ain't going nowhere, and you're going to always have Steph as this, that, and the third. I'm not going to be nothing but the CEO's wife. I'm just making up something. She cut and run. Her and Hope take off and go work at Logan. I would have even went for that too.
Mm-hmm.
You know what would actually what would have been great, for at least for me, is I wouldn't mind the idea of Brooke competing for Steffi's position as CEO. And you would have had a storyline where Hope got frustrated and she decides to quit. Katie creates a scenario where Hope decides to sign a contract and go over to Logan. Brooke is pissed and saying, like, if I was CEO, I wouldn't allow my daughter to leave. I would have negotiated something to where my daughter was able to have her line back. Maybe you don't need to have this position. And we could have seen Brooke and Steffi go head to head, and then Brooke also going head to head with her sister for being upset that she approached her daughter with an opportunity. Like, they could have shifted things when they brought the CEO position, the CEO competition thing with Brooke and Steffi. And
like
actually,
that, sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, girl.
No, you finish. I thought.
I was saying, like, that would have made more sense versus, like, Hope dragging her feet and trying to be a people pleaser. Like, if you're upset and you're through, I would have respected her quitting versus doing a leave of absence. And then Katie bringing that opportunity. And then Brooke being upset with Steffi for dragging her feet and blaming her and saying, like, I'm going to take your position. You don't need to have it anymore. That would have made more sense.
Okay. What you think, Keish?
I wouldn't have minded the whole them fighting over the CEO position, but to me it would have only worked if Eric and Ridge weren't on board with sideline and Hope for the Future, because you've got 3 CEOs and every single one of them agreed that that was the right move, in addition to the COO. So that being the reason why Brooke felt like she needed to take over Steffi's position as CEO just would have felt flat to me, because you're only targeting Steffi when there's 2 other CEOs who agree with her and the COO that agree with her. So it would have needed to be another situation of it's only Steffi that feels like Hope for the Future should be sidelined and the other CEOs disagree with her.
Yeah.
But they couldn't do it that way, because if they did, then that means they outvote Steffi and Hope for the Future is sidelined anyway. So I feel like there just need to be a stronger argument for why Brooke was going after Steffi's position.
Yep. And that would have been a reason. And then seeing the success of Hope's line over at Katie would kind of back up Brooke's point that Hope was a moneymaker. We missed an opportunity. She was an asset. Steffi let it slip out of her fingers over being petty. We need a more rational CEO. I think I should be running this with you. That would have made more sense.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
But this is bold.
Right.
So
yep.
we're going to make sense out of nonsense.
Mm-hmm. Did we cover everything?
Remy, another storyline.
Okay.
Wait, what he do?
Right. I'm like, okay.
Remember he walked in, he knocked at Deke's door, and he walked in and he saw the designs. And he and Deke were sharing.
That was Monday. I think we kind of talked about that last Monday.
Thinks we did.
Mm-hmm.
I am done with this deepfake storyline.
Yeah.
I'm done hearing about it. I'm tired of hearing about it. Writers, producers, we know you guys listen. Please, just give us something else with this boy.
Right.
Like, he's on contract. There's some stuff that you can do with him. Plenty of stuff.
I
And if
agree.
you're going to put him back with Deke, because Deke was all up into those kisses. So, I don't know. And plus, what did Remy say he wanted to do in the fashion industry? Does anyone remember?
Did
Photography?
I don't
I don't think
remember.
he's. I thought it was photography.
I think he was. Yeah, I think when him and Electra back when they were still friends, he did mention being a photographer. Wanted to
Like,
be a photographer.
they could have brought this guy in under a whole new pseudonym, and he showcases his work. Forrester and Logan are looking at it and say like, "Oh, we need to hire this guy," and then they find out it's Remy. Like they could have, like there could have been other avenues to bring him in, even outside of making him automatically Dylan's cousin, because we don't see any scenes with them together. She's Team Electra. And once again, he's still written to a corner. Like they could have written it in a way to like, oh, he's this up and coming fashion photographer. Look at this, and he's under a whole pseudonym. But then he can get some form of redemption that way. Anything but this deep fake storyline, please.
I'm over it. I mean, yeah. So hopefully they'll do something different. I mean, we're still early in the week. Today is Monday. We'll see what else happens the rest of the week. I'm like I say, I'm hoping that fashion show they don't drag it out to next week, because I mean the sweeps start tomorrow. But I really would like to see that fashion show where I want to see what Logan's gonna do. I really do.
It better be more than just 3 pieces.
Yeah, probably so. And I mean, my thing is, even if they could still hide Hope. I mean, they could, but what is the name of this? The
Hope
Hope
Logan.
Logan something.
If they didn't name it after her,
Hope Logan Designs or something, wasn't it? Something like that.
It's.
Yeah.
I think she said
it's Hope Logan.
It's just Hope.
Oh, is it just Hope?
Yeah, when she was talking with Deep, she said it's going to be called Hope.
Yeah,
and
but
then
she said
in the office they said Hope Logan.
Right, but I heard like in today's episode when they was talking about it, I thought I heard them say Hope Logan Designs. Katie was saying Hope Logan Designs is going to be whatever, phenomenal or something. She said like that. So, I mean, because Deke is the designer. So, I mean, I don't know, because he's the only designer. There's no design team. Hope is not a designer. She's just the face.
She's just supposedly the creative director. So we'll see if her tackiness translates over to Logan, so we know who the problem is.
Now, there's been a lot of, and let me ask you guys what you think about this. There's been a lot of talk on social media about whether or not Forrester's running out of money, because remember we had a little piece of dialogue where Carter was saying that this couture line is burning through cash. And so if Logan ends up being a huge success and couture flops, could it be possibility that maybe they'll have that part of the storyline, like they didn't bleed so much money into couture with Eric's thing, because that's what Carter was really like, hey, we gotta talk about this whole thing because them numbers ain't looking too good.
They could make that the story.
They could, but it would be, for me, it wouldn't make sense because couture is a particular niche, whereas Hope's line is supposed to be like more of a youth, like ready to wear clothing line.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering if they're gonna, because remember Deke is doing something a little different. He's not designing like a Zende or even when Thomas was designing. So I'm wondering if this is going to be a whole new thing. Maybe they're going to grow the line up a little bit. I don't know.
As long as it's not tacky, I'm all for it.
Aisha says Zende is going to be upset. Yeah, well.
But upset with who? Hope or
Probably with
Stephanie?
Steffi.
Which is stupid because I'm like, you're still employed. We're still working a couture line. You were still designing. I mean, and if anything, this opens up an opportunity for him to start his own line. He should be cheerleading for Hope to go over to Logan. Like, bye. Meanwhile, I got all these ideas. How about I have my own line?
Right.
Right? That's what annoys me the most about Zende is this isn't your first time working on Hope for the Future. Every time that he's worked on it in the past, he was an assistant. When he worked on it by himself, it wasn't successful. And it's like, at what point do you advocate for yourself to do a line that represents your fashion, your aesthetic when it comes to fashion,
Mm-hmm.
instead of trying to translate to paper what Hope says that she wants, which for whatever reason doesn't seem to work with you guys. You know what I mean? Like, it's annoying watching him time after time. Oh, well, Hope is gonna be so. This is just so wrong. I just feel so bad for Hope, and it's like, why don't you worry about you for once? He's so upset about RJ coming in and starting the men's line. It's like, that's because you didn't step up and advocate for a line for yourself. Like, you can't be mad at him because he did that.
Right.
You just want to follow Hope around.
Mm-hmm.
That's your fault.
Right.
That's your fault.
And if you're ready for the opportunity, here's a wide opening for you to be ready to wear a clothing line because we're going to need somebody. So there you go. I will be the first one. I will be happy to pack up all of Hope's things from her office and be like, girl, where do I send this to? So you're not doing Hope for the Future. Okay, great. I am tired of working on that line anyway. Let's do something new. You rarely get open opportunities. Take it.
Right.
I won't even be complaining. If he complains with Steffi about this, and she's the one who can grant him a line, that'd be so stupid on his part.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I don't think, to go back to the question, I don't think it should affect couture because they have a niche of like buyers who are going to constantly buy his stuff anyway. And they've been around for years, so it shouldn't affect them. I think Logan's going to get more buzz.
Mm-hmm.
And we're in a time of, we're in 2026 where everything relies on the clout and social media presence and digital marketing and that sort of thing. So at least Logan would kind of be ahead in that aspect, especially since Katie was a PR exec. So she knows how to promote that line.
Right. Okay. Just curious. All right. What about now? Did we cover everything?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. We got to go. I hope I pulled up the right photo. I did. Okay. Beyond the Gates. Pretty much we had this whole thing, the aftermath of the crossover with the tornado, which left Kat unconscious. I mean, not Kat, Eva unconscious with needing a liver transplant, and everybody trying to get Kat tested and see if she's a match. And pretty much, I'm trying to think what else happened that week. We had a little bit of the aftermath of Danny and Bill sleeping together. So where y'all want to start?
We could probably get that part out the way with Danny and Bill. I saw a lot of people online, and they are really caping for Danny to stay with Andre. I'm like, why? Why? I mean, it took her next to nothing to sleep with Bill.
Mm-hmm.
You mean to tell me she couldn't? If she's in a room with Bill for more than 2 hours, she can't keep her clothes on. She didn't care about her husband like that.
Mm-mm.
She wasn't crying out or anything. Well, she wasn't crying out for Andre. She's probably crying out Bill's name.
Ooh.
But I mean, she wasted no time to drop them drawers and hike that leg up for this man.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
And
sorry,
this
me
has been
personally, I would
something
want
that's been building for a while.
and that's the other part. She can't help but be in this man's presence. She can't help but finding a reason, an excuse to go to this man, using her grown kids to do that. Like, oh, we need to talk about Chelsea. Like, we need to have a sit down with Naomi for this and that. Like, I think you should know. That could have been a phone call. She can't help but drive over there to be in this man's presence.
Mm-hmm.
And as of late, vice versa. He's still trying. He's wrapped up in what her family has going on. He's in charge of Anita's estate. Like in the very beginning of the series, he said he wanted nothing to do with the priest, nothing to do with Danny. All the times have changed now. So this has been building, and I find it interesting how there's people who still want Danny and Audrey to be together. And anytime she's in a room with Bill and there's like flirtation, all these secret kisses that she has, she disrespects this man. And she went to the lowest of the low sleeping with him. That's why I'm like, go ahead and just put them together then.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's where she wants to be. That's where she's always wanted to be.
Yep. I
And
agree.
her keeping this secret from Andre is just as disrespectful and hurtful. So why should he stay in something like that? Especially after 2 weeks. 2 weeks ago, we saw the aftermath of Bill and Haley getting together. Haley in Bill's shirt in Danny and Bill's room.
Mm-hmm.
And then the nerve of Danny to hike up her leg and still sleep with this man. I'm like, free Andre. If Danny feels she deserves Bill and that's where she wants to be, that's where her heart is, who are we to say that she can't have that?
Right.
I'm like, by all means.
Yep.
That's what she wants.
Yep. So girl, just a hot mess. And Danny needs to take several seats because you all mad and with that whole conversation in Bill's office. You going off on this man. You participated in this. You mad at him because you feel guilty about what you did.
Mm-hmm.
It ain't like he forced you to do anything or you were dragging your hands down all the elevator numbers on the elevator because you were that far gone.
Mm-hmm.
And then you want to come over there trying to be mad at him and throw insults and stuff like that. It's like, girl, stop.
And in helping him get undressed and then proceeding and help coming up with the lie and the cover up, and for her to say, like, I don't want you to turn me into you. You already are him.
Mm-hmm.
That's done. Whether you do it one time or a million times, you did the do with your ex-husband because you wanted to do so.
Yep.
And without protection.
Mm-hmm.
And then the nastiest part was her kissing her husband after the fact.
Yep.
Like, you were more than disrespectful. And I'm like, poor Andre. If only he knew.
The funniest thing to me is how he basically was okay treating Danny like his side chick.
Yep.
After this. And it's like, this is what you ruined your marriage for. You ruined your marriage to a man who is loyal to you and who has treated you better in less than a year of being with him, or I guess it's been over a year now, not including the marriage part, but has treated you better in the year of you being with him than the 30 years that you were with Bill. and look at what he's doing. He's basically like, we can still keep fooling around. I don't worry about Haley. Like this is what you ruined your marriage for. And
Yeah.
then he says to her, like, he agrees to not say anything to Andre. And then what do we see him doing at the hospital? Pulling Andre aside, getting ready to tell him he was
Mm-hmm.
about to blow her marriage up right there in that hospital, until she walked over there and interrupted him. Like, that's who you ruined your marriage for.
But was it a
Bill
real
ain't.
marriage?
It doesn't matter. It's a relationship that she's in. She's married. She's told that man that she loves him, and he loves her. Regardless of if we think she really loves him or not, is beside the point. She's saying it to him, and they're married, and now she's concerned about losing him because she's cheated on him.
Mm-hmm.
So whether Bill sees it as a real marriage or not is beside the point, because Danny sees it as a real marriage, and Danny is trying to hide this from her husband now. So it just because he may not think it's a real marriage doesn't mean that it's okay for him to blow it up, like he was planning to do, or like he was getting ready to do before she stopped him. Like, you ruined your marriage for a man who lives to see you hurt.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Like, all last year he was living to see Danny hurt. Just
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
talking all kinds of trash about her, called her old and barren, and just and crazy, and I mean, just dogging her out, living to humiliate her. Move down the street with your new wife, your daughter's former best friend, just to her, just to get under her skin and to make her mad. Like, that's what you ruin your relationship for.
Yep.
Yeah. I don't think she ever viewed her marriage to Andre as a real marriage. Because even when
It
she was
doesn't
in
matter
scenes
though.
with Bill, but she downplayed it. She can only take it as seriously as she wants to. That's not justifying her actions, but she's she was never fully committed to that man. And that's why it was so easy for her to go ahead and sleep with Bill. And it was only a matter of time because she chooses to still be around this man and have these secret meetings with him, and then also downplay Andre in the process and say, like, oh, he knows what this is. Like, it's nothing. He is a great companion or something, she said.
Mm-hmm.
She never really equated that to love like she did for Bill. And that's why I can't see it as a real marriage. Like, Andre takes it as a real marriage, whereas she doesn't. She's legally binded to this man, but spiritually and she's not fully committed to him. She never was, for me. That's
Could we
why I
say
say
the
go
same
ahead and
thing
free
about Bill
Andre.
though? Who spent We could say the same thing about Bill. Then
Yeah.
who spent years cheating on Danny with multiple women. He never
Yeah.
took his marriage serious. He was
I
never
agree.
fully committed to her. Which, I mean, does that equate that he never truly really loved Danny?
I agree with that. And it was so easy for him to step out and walk all over her because she allowed that. Especially when she found out about the different women, but that's where she wanted to be. She allowed to stay with that man. And whatever love that or whatever underlying thing that they had for each other was enough to still keep her there for 30 plus years. Whereas Andre, he has an opportunity to get out while he can, start a family, be with a woman who can actually truly love him, because Danny's hasn't recovered from a 30-year plus relationship.
Mm-hmm.
She
But
is
one
still
thing,
in it
I
with this
mean, right
man.
now he's not aware of what's going on because he's being lied to. Danny
And that-
hasn't been lied. He wasn't lied to with Bill. She found out and he would apologize, which that was something that I found out during the flashback. I thought she knew that things were going on and she was just allowing it. But in that flashback, she says to him, I forgave him every time. So every time she found out he was trying to earn her forgiveness, or whatever he was doing, and she would just let it go because of, I don't know, maybe he was promising that he wouldn't do it again. That's different from, um I know that he does this and I'm just going to ignore it. She was upset behind it. So right now Andre isn't afforded that information because he doesn't know that he's being cheated on.
And it's
Yeah.
been happening because this. I mean, even before they slept together in the elevator, there was several in Bill's office kisses. I mean, I have them on the clips
Yep.
where so this has been going on a while now. And this is where Danny loses me with that whole conversation, because Bill is like, yeah, we'll see how long you last, because he knows it's been building for the longest that they were going to
And
eventually end up sleeping together. And for her to come up in there and get mad and want to say all this old crazy stuff, and want to make it look like it's all his fault, girl, please.
exactly.
Oh yeah, I
And
don't have any sympathy for Danny. I actually hope that Bill is the one that tells Andre,
I don't
because
even think
he doesn't deserve that. I want it
I
to
don't
be Bill that writes her out, and then I want Bill to still not leave Haley. That way Danny feels like an idiot. So you blew up a marriage with your loyal husband. Well, actually, your ex-husband blew up your marriage, and your ex-husband, who you cheated with, still won't leave his wife for you. Like, that would be what she deserves.
you know what I think is going to end up happening, because I feel like they foreshadowed a little bit how she doesn't want to be like Bill. I think Andre's going to catch Bill and Danny together, probably in that room, same way she caught him in, same way she caught Bill and Haley together. I think that's what's going to end up happening, because it's not going to be the only time they sleep together. I think they're going to continue to sleep together until they're caught.
I don't think they're going to do that because of how guilty she feels, but I do think, because I don't think Bill is just he's not gonna tell Andre, but because of the lie that he told about being trapped in the stairwell or under the stairs or whatever he said, that's where Eva and Kat were trapped at, I thought.
Yes.
So I think that's how that's going to unravel the lie. Is there people, or whoever, Haley, I don't know, Andre, somebody's going to find out that he wasn't actually in the stairwell, and they're going to end up finding out that they were in the elevator together.
I think that'll come, and I actually think that's a possibility. I would prefer for her to get caught, so she can really see the ways that she has hurt Andre, because and then they can't come back together from that point. I would be perfectly fine with that. But for me, I don't think this will be the only time that they sleep together. And we've seen moments where she feels guilty for her feelings. She's crying to Nicole, she's crying to Vanessa, especially after a kiss, and then she still goes back over to Bill and be in his face. So I feel like with this elevator incident, she feels guilty about it now, but she's still going to find a reason to be in his face, and they're going to get busy again.
I'm wondering, I mean, because we still got on the other side that whole looming situation about Haley trying to poison him. Because I thought the way that this was going before this whole thing happened over at, in the elevator, is that Danny was going to come back to him that way, where, he's been poisoned, and she realizes that she don't want to lose him, and all this kind of stuff. So they kind of been slow rolling that whole poison thing
Since September, October of last year. It's been
Yeah, in
almost a
3 months
year.
it'll be September again.
She is a
I wonder if
terrible schemer.
I wonder if they're stalling it because they don't know yet what they're going to do with Haley after
Yeah, because that would
it
definitely
comes out
put
that
her in
she's
a
a
corner.
schemer. Mm-hmm.
Not necessarily. If they come out with what happened, and let's say she ends up pregnant, this still keeps her in the game. Which
Her
I
being
think is going to
pregnant is
happen.
about, that's the only thing that would keep her around, because she doesn't have a
And
connection to anybody else but Randy, and Randy is just connected to Joey, and that,
yeah,
like, that wouldn't be enough to, in my opinion, like, keep her in stories. Like, I think she needs to end up being pregnant by Bill in order to stick around, and at least in a way that makes sense and that keeps her intertwined with the Duprees in some way. Because Randy ain't gonna do that.
yeah, Randy's not going to do that. I can see her actually getting with one of the other guys and still sleeping with Bill, but making it seem like it's Bill's baby and somebody else's, really. Like, I can see her sticking around that particular way, because whatever she's giving this man, it's not affecting nothing. And he's 6'4", 6'5". She gonna need something stronger to take him down.
Mm-hmm.
So
and her whole goal is to get millions of dollars. Like, what better way to do that than to have that man's child, which he was willing to have? And you can pay a nanny to take care of your kids if she don't want to be a mom. I mean, it sounds terrible, but
I mean,
this obviously isn't working.
Right.
So
Mm-hmm.
but this is like the worst scheme I've ever seen. I'm like, girl, you're how many months in? Like, you
Right.
could have had a child by now.
You risking life in prison, or I don't know if Maryland has I don't think they have a death penalty, but you're risking life in prison for a few $1,000,000.
Right. All right. We
Did
got.
they say they signed a prenup?
Hmm?
Did they say they signed a prenup? I'm
Oh,
curious.
I'm not. I don't remember.
I don't remember. I don't know if they've ever talked about that or not.
Yeah.
But I feel like with the kind of money that Bill has, she could have just been squirreling money away this whole time.
Okay.
Like, you wouldn't have even needed to plot a scheme like this.
Like a couple of offshore accounts or something.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I guess, but this is like terrible. This is slow. We haven't really seen her in scenes with Randy in a minute. So I'm like, so what's going on now?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Coming on a year, and she still hasn't reached her goal.
Right.
So how did she get away with the other men? Is my question.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think she wasn't trying to unalive them. And I don't think I remember her and Randy saying that this would be her biggest payout if she was able to pull this off with Bill, and that this would be the first time that that she's ever tried to unalive a man that she's targeted. So it sounds like whatever she was doing before was just maybe a couple of tens of thousands of dollars or something. And I think with this one, it's like, she said, what, 10 million or something like that is the policy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Interesting. All right, we got to talk about this hospital business. It's a lot of moving parts to this. As I stated earlier, it was the aftermath of the tornado where Eva ended up having I'm assuming her liver damaged by maybe her ribs that maybe cut into it, and the damage was so, so bad that she needed a liver transplant. And I've had my issues. Everybody know I tend to cut it down the middle when it comes to Kat, but I did have an issue of how her family was treating her on the show, because I mean, even Danny said it today. I don't know how she could do it to actually donate to somebody who I literally cannot stand.
And that makes sense, because that would be like Danny donating to Haley.
Right.
But Haley's not a blood relative. So it's like this is a storyline that pulls from a lot of emotions. As I was saying in the group chat, people were operating out of fear
Mm-hmm.
and completely disregarding how Kat feels, which is unfortunate
Mm-hmm.
because her life is at risk too. But this, especially when they put a lot of urgency that this is a life or death thing, we don't want to see anyone, a loved one go.
Right.
But
Mm-hmm.
the way that Martin treated her
Yeah, there's a
was
list of
first
folks.
a list of them. But I was so angry. How is he going around as a politician, trying to be the man of the people, and he can't even be a brother to his sister? He got all this sympathy and empathy for everybody else, even when Eva had her trash behavior towards Kat. He cannot give his sister the benefit of the doubt at all, and he's been around her longer than anybody.
Mm-hmm.
So he's acting as if she's the stranger that this came into the family, and he has all of these judgment. And I'm like, not everybody has a mindset to want to give up their organs or get cut open. I'm one of those people. I had no choice, but I understand completely what Kat was dealing with. And on top of that, she has the choice, which is the difference.
Yeah,
And you
and
can't bully and pressure a person.
it's somebody that she been having contentions with, and so they was like, I mean, and obviously, everybody got tested. Smitty got tested. Everybody and we didn't see all of them. We just heard the dialogue. We all got tested, but or some people couldn't, like Andre couldn't do it. And then when she was first of all afraid to get tested because she didn't know whether she was going to be a match. It's the pressure. I
Right.
mean, they looked at her like a slab of meat, and like Jenna said, Kat is not just a liver; she's a human being.
Absolutely. But I was so upset with Martin because I'm like, that's your sister, that's your baby sister. All she knows is you, and you should have a little bit more love and respect, and also think about what could happen to her too,
And
not
that's
just
where her
Eva.
mother came in because she told them, like, look, y'all need to back off. But that girl walked off the elevator. They came over
Right.
to her like,
Warned her.
right. I'm like, oh my God.
I would walk out that door because you're
Right?
not about to sit there and do that to me. That is crazy. And then
Zaya.
Isaiah,
Oh my goodness. I'm like, you ain't been with this girl a good, what, 3 months? And you
okay,
acting like you're married to the woman.
Right.
and he had the nerve to say, like, you treated her like trash, you treated her like this, and I get it, like, you're so mad that she came into the family the way she came into the family. And Kat had to be like, look, let me get you together. This is the same person who broke up my family's marriage. She slept with my boyfriend, and she helped cover up 2 attempted situations.
Mm-hmm.
So this is the person I'm supposed to help and cut myself open. I can't just automatically just say I'm going to do so. He, as handsome as he is, I was so through with Isaiah after that point.
Yeah, Isaiah had, and then
Especially after he said,
oh, go
oh,
ahead.
sorry.
No, go ahead, Keish.
I was going to say, especially after he said, something like, I get it, you're doing this for revenge or something like that. And it's like, really, Isaiah?
Yeah, and I even kind of brought this up when me and Keish was. I don't know if you might have been on the call at that time, Bree, but when that whole thing when he was getting all upset with Tomas, and I honestly
Yeah.
understand. Tomas, he shouldn't have did what he did either, but Eva was a willing participant.
Right.
So don't make it look like you mad at him for everything that's happened. Eva chose to sleep with this man, knowing that it would stick it to Kat because it was a man she was involved with.
Right.
Mm-hmm. And he wasn't even around when this happened.
Right.
He came to town after the fact. Like, all he knows is what Eva told him in the story. This is what I was saying earlier when we were talking. The story that Eva told him, she framed it as Tomas broke her heart, as
Mm-hmm.
if Tomas lied to her about something, and the only person that was lied to in that situation was Kat,
Right.
because she still doesn't know that him and Eva almost slept together in her hotel that
That is
one day.
true. That is
She still
true.
doesn't know that him and Eva kissed at Orphe Jeans in public in broad daylight. Like she still don't know any of that.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. But want to paint Kat out to be the bad guy. I'm like, are you trying to encourage her to give it part of her liver or not? Because this
Mm-hmm.
isn't
Right.
helping. And
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
it's disrespectful and unwarranted for him to even be saying all those things.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And listen, Sharon, I understand because she says she'll say it again. I still like Eva. Don't care if I'm the only minority. We're just calling out the dialogue as it has been displayed.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's not about hate or anything like that. It's just we're calling it out as it is. And I get it. Isaiah was concerned about,
Mm-hmm.
his girlfriend, but he was heck on wheels.
Disrespectful.
Yeah, he was wrong.
He was
And I
wrong.
would say this. I would say the same thing if the situation was reversed. I don't particularly care for Eva, um, but if this were Kat who was, in need of a liver or a piece of a liver, and people were on Eva's back to get tested and to donate to her, and she was uncomfortable with it, I would understand it. It's an understandable. It's a tough situation to be in. It would be understandable if she was uncomfortable or didn't want to do it, and if Ted and Martin were in her face, and Tomas were in her face the
Mm-hmm.
way Isaiah and Martin and Ted were with Kat, I would say the same thing. Because to me, it's about how they approach Kat when it came to this. Um, Ted he guilt tripped her. Do this for me. That was, in my opinion, that was a little manipulative.
Yeah.
Martin Martin basically berated her in the middle of the hospital, called her selfish. You don't think about anybody but yourself. You're spoiled. Used the whole miracle child phrase as a dig against her. Made her feel bad. So the way I see it is the way that her father and her brother specifically approached her made her feel as if she didn't do this, that it would affect her relationship with them.
Right,
Because
and
she
that
even
is
straight up asked her
very
dad.
manipulative. That is very
Yes,
manipulative.
she straight up asked Ted, "Would you feel differently about me if I said no?" And he didn't really answer her question. So she went into this surgery and she told her father, "I'm doing this for you because I love you, and it's because it's what you want." She wasn't doing it because she wanted to do it. And that's the part that is messed up to me, because and we all know that nothing is going to happen to Kat, as far as like, she's going to make it through the surgery. We don't know if they're going to attach like some long-term health issues to it. But let's say she did pass away. Now Ted and Martin are going to sit there and think to themselves, she didn't want to do this and we pressured her into it, because her options were literally donate your liver to Eva or risk
Ooh,
harming your relationship with your father and your brother. Like, those were her options. And that's because that's how they made her feel.
okay, I gotta
This should
say
have been.
something. Hold on one
Oh,
second.
okay.
We don't batter Eva constantly. Let me say that. We have, because I don't know if you've been listening to us over I've been on the opposite side sometimes when it comes to the comments that Bree
Mm-hmm.
and Keisha's had, because I didn't like how Kat talked to, and some of the things that Kat was, you know what I mean. We've had our
Yeah.
differences, but I'm gonna call it both ways. So
Yeah, you do.
I call it both ways on my platform. So batter, bash, we don't do that over here. We have a
Mm-mm.
difference of opinion based on what we see. And like I said, there's times I call Cat out. Just it's the same thing with Steffi and Hope. I call Steffi out too.
Mm-hmm.
That's actually a perfect comparison because especially when you see like how divided people are on social media about Eva and Kat. It's the same way with Hope and Steffi.
Mm-hmm.
You have people who are going to go to bat for their favorite character.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and the thing is, we're not battering. We're watching it just like you guys are. And these are our real reactions. There's things that Kat has done, very little things that I don't like that she's done. And there's been things that Eva has done that she was never held accountable for. We just call out certain things and certain behavior. It's not even just them. It's a lot of different characters. There's been plenty of things that we've said about Naomi, Martin,
Tomas. We just talked about both Tomas
Yeah.
and Isaiah.
yeah. So especially Ted, like Leslie, like so we don't pick favorites to batter up or anything. We're watching it in real time, just like you guys are, and these are just our reactions. And we never bash like the actors at all. If anything, we give them praise. It's just we're talking about the storylines as we see them. And we understand there's people who are fans of certain characters, and that's great. But, you know, we're going to share our opinions too.
Yeah, I mean, there's times, with Anita being the matriarch, she's admired. There's a wonderful storylines that we've seen through this. There's also things that I didn't like what she had to say on some things, and I brought it to the platform. I call it down the middle. It's not me. Like I say, Steffi, I call her out. I call Hope out. Same thing on Y&R. I'll say things about Kyle and Summer at one point. I've been on this platform since 2020, both Keish and I. And Keish and I, before Bree got here, Keish, we've had our differences of opinions on many different things.
Mm-hmm.
But we also understand to respect each other's perspectives. And by us having differences of dialogue, it also engaged the many different opinions of people to watch, whether you watch live or you watch the replay. So I'm not going to harp on it. I just wanted to address that comment. I don't like those types of words like bashing, battering, things like, because that's not what we do here. So,
right.
All right, let's get back to BTG.
But the fact that man said, "Do this for me," and I'm like, there's been plenty of times your daughter needed you to stand up for her and do things for her, and you had no problem bashing or like getting on your daughter.
You just used that word, girl.
I mean, the fact that he was like disrespecting his own daughter and is allowing other people to disrespect her, and then the nerve of him to say, "Do this for me," and like, once again,
Isaiah particularly sitting there constantly making snide remarks about Kat in front of Ted.
Yeah, and not doing anything about it. There's been numerous times that we've seen Eva, but particularly Leslie, disrespect Kat right in front of Ted. I think we even see that all this week too. I think we saw that earlier of last week where she did that.
She said as it was particularly when even after Kat came in and got tested, and Leslie made a comment about it shouldn't have taken her this long to get tested. She should have done it in the first place. Blah, like the girl is literally here getting tested. She was not obligated to do so. And Ted did say, "Hey, I'm not gonna let you sit in here and talk about my daughter like that." Like the first time ever he's done it. But I'm like, Andre, you should have. Don't even get me started on Andre. That was nasty. That was so nasty of him.
And I'm like, Kat, that is your family. That is your family. And for you to disrespect your cousin like that, that is crazy.
Yeah, talking about her. Maybe this is Kat. Maybe this is who she's been all along, or whatever it was that he said. And I'm like, I I think
Lord.
I think the thing that bothers me the most about the way Martin, Isaiah, and even Andre about the way that they spoke about Kat is that it won't be addressed.
Right.
Like, even after all of this, no one is going to call them out about the nasty things they had to say about her or the way that they question her character. And if anything, like even today with Martin, he was like, she just needed a little encouragement. And it's like, Martin, you didn't encourage her. You yelled at her and you made her feel like a horrible person. That wasn't encouragement.
Yep.
And I just, oh, sorry, go ahead, Brie.
I gotta give Nicole her credit for actually being there for her daughter.
Yes.
Very rare do we get to see that, because any other time we see Nicole, she's always telling Kat what she's doing wrong versus being a listening ear. And here's a moment where she really needed her mommy. And I think that it was a beautiful thing to see. And the way that she was also getting people off of her daughter's back is like, hey, this is her decision. You guys are not about to do this to my daughter. I was so happy to see that. I'm like, okay, so you and trying to facilitate and put those therapist skills together. I'm like, you really got your degree. You're not a Cheyenne Ryan. Good for you.
You ain't Taylor Hayes either.
Right.
Okay.
Nicole and Danny, I believe, were the only two characters that said that was supportive of whatever Kat's decision was.
Yeah.
They were the only ones that told her, it's understandable if you don't want to do it. Like, this isn't something that you have to do. They were the only ones that said that. Because even when she talked to Anita and when she talked to Chelsea, they both told her, you're gonna hate yourself, or you're gonna feel horrible if you don't do this and Eva doesn't make it. You're gonna blame yourself, or whatever it was that they said. And I'm like, that's still not okay to tell her. Like, you don't need to tell her that, because that's just another form of manipulation. Or guilting her into doing it. Like, this is a life-altering decision. Her health was at risk. Her life was at risk, just as Eva's was, except she would be voluntarily doing this. So pressuring her and guilting her and shaming her into doing it, and then something happens to her later, then Ted and Martin and whoever else is going to be sitting there looking goofy like, dang, she didn't really want to do this. She felt like she had to because of what I said to her, and now look what happened.
I mean, right
it's
now...
like...
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say, because at that point, then it's like, well, what made her life less important? That she had to risk her life to save someone that she doesn't even mess with, somebody that she doesn't even like. It doesn't matter that they're blood relatives. She doesn't look at Eva as a sister. They didn't grow up together, and she doesn't like her. But you pressure her into doing this, something bad happened, and now it's kind of like, well, dang, if I hadn't said this to her, she might still be here today, or this health issue wouldn't be happening to her. Because you know that she's only doing it because you pretty much coerced her into it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I mean, and honestly, that you even got Naomi sitting on one of the biggest secrets that she's carrying, a BRCA gene. She doing it the way she want to do it. She ain't telling nobody nothing.
Yep.
Now, I know. I'm wondering where they're going with that. Did y'all see Carlton ask her about her follow-ups or something?
I guess it would be...
What was that?
That's a good question. I was confused.
Maybe she's thinking about getting a double
vasectomy.
That's what I was thinking, because he's a plastic surgeon with Ted, right?
Yeah.
So maybe she said she'll sneak and get that done and nobody will know the difference, but Jacob will.
Yeah, your husband's gonna know.
He's gonna know when he take them clothes off. They'll be like, "Whoa, what are those?" You know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I wonder how long she's gonna keep this secret. Like, what is your plan? You know what I
But
mean?
you know
Like,
what? That would make a different plot line because she wouldn't have to if she get that removed. But here's the problem: the BRCA gene don't. It not only affects breast cancer, it also goes with
mm,
colon and ovarian.
mm,
So I mean,
so
you can't run away from that by cutting off all your body parts.
yeah.
That's
For
true.
ovarian cancer, would she like if she got her ovaries removed?
I mean, she would have. That you're gonna get a hysterectomy too. I mean, she
Yeah,
doesn't want any kids, but I mean, you're gonna have to have that conversation with Jacob too.
Yeah, because he won't
I
have
could see
any.
her hiding. I could see that being another thing that she hides, especially since she don't want kids anyway.
But she can't. She can only hide so much because he's
Much,
going to want
right? access
access
I
to his
mean, he's
wife.
gonna see the incisions. I mean, it's not one thing about BRS is that the
Hmm.
reconstruction part of it. You got to walk around with what's that thing? It's like a tube that drainage because
Okay.
there's a
Hmm.
lot of fluid after that type of surgery that has to come out of your body until it's complete.
Hmm.
And you gotta walk around with that. How you gonna explain that? You're gonna have a
Hmm.
bikini cut incision if you get a hiss, or even a cut if it's laparoscopic. It's gonna be some sort of an incision. What you gonna what you gonna do? You gonna go away and say, "Hey, I'm gonna be out for a lawyer's retreat for the next 6 weeks"?
That's why I'm just curious about what her plan is.
Yeah, I
Like, how
don't.
much longer does she plan to keep this from him?
Yep. Because I mean, definitely, I don't think her sister or parents or any other family members are going to be able to tell the difference. But her husband, oh yeah, you're going to have some
He should have
explaining
been
to
the
do.
one person.
That
Even
new,
if she didn't want to tell anybody else, her
right?
husband should have been the one person that she told.
Yep, I agree. So, but she's keeping it a secret. I guess it's her choice. Whatever the outcome
Mm,
comes from that, she gonna deal with it.
Yep,
yeah.
I agree.
I can't
Um,
wait.
what you say?
I said, and I can't wait. Our hypocritical self.
Yeah. I'm one. Do you think that there looked like there was a lot of chem testing going on? And I think it was the previous week, not this week with the whole hospital stuff with Kat and Jacob. I
And
think we kind of
Chelsea and
touched,
Isaiah.
huh?
And
Chelsea and
Chelsea and
Isaiah.
Isaiah.
And Chelsea and Isaiah.
When did they have scenes together?
I don't remember that one, but I remember the Kat and Jacob thing.
Oh, yeah, I
I
thought that
think
was a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, it
they've
was.
been testing those two out, and I wouldn't mind that. And when it came to Chelsea and Isaiah, they were chem testing them because they were in a couple of scenes together in the hospital.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I must have missed
Yeah,
that.
I didn't pick
We
up
we
on any
were
vibes with that, man.
I
we
wouldn't
we
have
were
taken that as a Kim
angry.
test, though.
We were so angry at Isaiah and Andre, everybody were out. But I looked at I was like, oh, they would be a cute couple. And then the way she was looking at him, he looked at her. I was like, oh. But we definitely have been seeing scenes more so now with Naomi and Isaiah too.
And Naomi and Isaiah, I could see them because when he first came on, that first scene they had
Oh
together, it was
yeah.
very like, what's going on here?
Right,
So
exactly.
like that, I would believe that they would possibly be Kim testing that. I don't see it. I wouldn't see that with Chelsea and Isaiah.
Can we? I want to switch. Being that we still talking about Isaiah, I want to kind of switch. We'll get back to the hospital. There's a
Mm-hmm.
lot of dialogue that's pointing to something about Joey possibly being Isaiah's dad. It was
Yes.
like bright lights in today's episode, and I mean, even when Elon came over to the casino, and Joey asked about how he was doing, he was looking at him like, what you asking for? As if he's pretty much
Exactly.
clueless of that relationship that he has with Isaiah.
You see what I see now?
Oh, we were talking about that before.
I'm the one
Yes.
that doesn't see it.
Yeah, that was Keish.
Okay. But like, it would make perfect sense. The fact that this man said what it was a week before that there was only a few people in his heart, and he said Isaiah was one of them. I'm like, he just used to work for you, and you were a mentor for him. So why would he be in your heart? So wouldn't Randy be in your heart too?
You would think.
Exactly.
Why does
So
he have such a deep connection to this boy? What's her
right,
name? Darlene? Was she sneaking and creeping?
I
I
wouldn't put it
always,
past her.
I always looked at that relationship with Isaiah as something that he was holding over the Chiefs' head to antagonize him with.
Yep.
Like, look, I've created a great relationship with your son, and you don't have that.
So you think it's more of that versus maybe this is actually Joey's son?
That's how I've always looked at it.
Okay.
Now, this is his child. I mean, they got the height. Like, because out of all of Elon's sons, Isaiah is considered a black sheep. He had no problem with, playing with pharmaceuticals and doing the stuff for Joey. Out of all his other kids,
Yeah.
everyone became a police officer. He wanted to not do that, which is fine. But like, there's so much more similarities with Isaiah and Joey than it is with him and Elon. And it doesn't even seem like Elon and Isaiah have a father-son connection at all,
No,
or if there was one in the past.
it's a
It seems
definite
like
disconnect.
Isaiah popped out and they were beefing, but you have this, it's this weird thing with Joey and Isaiah, because even Joey was like, if you want to tell your girlfriend about what you did and about me, and that's perfectly fine. This is the same Joey. He doesn't even want anyone to know where he lives at,
Right.
and wants to keep everything so close to the chest. But you are wide open when it comes to Isaiah. That's his son. Gotta be. There's no
We're
way.
not the only one talking about it, because I saw quite a few posts on Facebook about that too. So some
So,
people are picking up on something, and I mean, Keish, it could be just a situation that, hey, I got a better relationship with your son than you do. That's possible too.
but
So.
he's
Mhm.
concerned about Isaiah's well-being, about Isaiah's girlfriend. You know, like, it's one thing to have a concern and make sure somebody is okay, but you're checking in with the dad, and you keep, in every chance you get as of late, you keep bringing up Isaiah too.
Mhm.
So until we see otherwise, I think that's that boy's son.
Yeah,
That
I'm
man's
wondering
son.
if they might have been listening to the pod, because we've been talking about that off and on for a while now, since he came on the scene and we saw stuff early on, and so I'm wondering if they like, maybe we should make something or go that direction. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, we need our producers credit if they make that happen. Um, but it just makes the most sense, because when Joey talks about anything, especially from his past, he's so guarded. But when he talks about Isaiah, he's so open. And we see also with his sister, because I think she was on last week too,
At the
for a
beginning.
brief minute, how he keeps her so close to the chest. He knows who she is and the big secret, but he's still protecting her and pretending like she doesn't exist so no one can, blow her spot up. But when it comes to Isaiah, every chance he gets, he talks about this boy.
Mm-hmm.
And if we find out that Miss Darlene, because we know Elon is a dirty cop, I wouldn't put it past Darlene to be a dirty cop too. Because remember,
She's a 911 operator, isn't she?
Yeah, she's dispatch.
I thought she was a cop.
Mm-mm.
Mm-mm.
She's a she's a dispatch person.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
okay. Oh, okay. Uh, Either which way, however they meet up, I would love for them to do some flashback scenes. Darlene and Joey. I would not put it past this woman to have been with this man. Could have had like some issues with Elon. She wanted to get back at him. Joey knew it and took advantage. I mean, it wouldn't be anything different from what Joey did when it came to Vanessa and her husband.
Mm-hmm.
Well, why
So
wouldn't you just tell everybody that's his son?
it's probably to protect him, so he can get a fair shape in life and not be
And to keep that
attached
a
to Joey.
secret, because that means that because Darlene is very still married, you know,
Yep.
across. And I mean, Isaiah is what I would say maybe 30. So you've been keeping the secret for 30 years. So I mean, definitely to keep that secret private.
Yeah.
I mean, him and his dad don't get along though. It's not like he would be losing anything.
Well, yeah, but she
But
would.
it would fracture that family for
Yeah,
sure.
I
You can see
mean,
how tight
Do you know he
knit the
cares about that
Cawthorns are.
family?
huh?
Do we really think Joey cares about that family?
No, but Darlene and Elon and the sons do. You know what I mean? And if Darlene did sneak and creep, I don't think she wants that to come out, especially if she's been passing that boy on as Elon's son.
Right.
He
And I can
wouldn't,
see what
but
Keisha's
Joey wouldn't
saying.
care.
Right. I see
Joey
what
don't care
Keisha's
about
saying.
anybody but him.
And I think for on Joey's side, he would want to keep it a secret because he wouldn't want his son to be attached to all the negative like criticism that Joey already gets about the dirty business that he's in
Mm-hmm.
with the escort service and the money laundering, all of those negative things. He wouldn't want Isaiah to be attached to that. He would
Mm-hmm.
want him to have like a fair shake in life. So that would probably be Joey's motivation, if anything.
Mm.
Yep. So I don't know.
But
We'll have to see. But they were. It was definitely pretty heavy dialogue that kind of like, what else is going on with this situation? Why are you so invested in this boy?
yeah,
You know. So I don't know. All right, back to the hospital. So, because what time is it? It's about a quarter to 11 where you guys are. We went through the surgery. She decided to do it like you guys said. She said that she was doing it just for her dad. You know, come
Mm-hmm.
out of surgery. She's still unconscious. Eva wakes up and says when they told her the cat gave the transplant to her, and all she said was willingly.
Mm-hmm.
uh, that that'd be the last thing I would say. And that's the part that kind of rubs me the wrong way when it comes to Eva. But I can understand the question, especially since they don't get along. But you heard that you just went through this ordeal, regardless of who donated. You should be like thankful, like, oh my God, I'm so happy. I'm so grateful that they did that.
Mm-hmm.
Not willingly, like really. It's
And it's just
like
like
I
she was
did it.
like, "Who? She did that willingly?" I'm like, "Okay." I would be like, "Man, oh my God, she actually, wow." And I lost a
Wow.
liver, and she gave me a piece. Oh my goodness, you know.
What do
Yeah.
you think is
Yeah.
going to happen with Eva and Kat now?
I still think they're gonna beef. They're gonna be beefing with each other.
Yeah, I don't think this is over because I mean, the way that they're trying to put in dialogue, and even with the characters, the families, is like this is return. Even they had Leslie said in that whole before the doctor came in there, we're turning a new page. I'm like, yeah, okay, if you think
Okay.
so.
I think whatever. I think if the rumors are true that there is going to be some long-term health effect or health issue that's going to affect Kat because of this surgery, I think that will just fuel her hatred for Eva even more. because she's gonna feel like everybody pressured me to do this, and now I have to deal with this. And she's gonna, I mean, it's not Eva's fault. Eva wasn't pressuring her to do
Right.
anything for her. Everybody else was, but she's gonna look at it as, because of you,
Mm-hmm.
I have this issue that I have to deal with for the rest of my life. And I think that's going to just fuel that hatred that she has even more. She's going to resent her for it, which
Mm-hmm.
really she should resent her father and her brother. Like, I need somebody to cuss Martin out for the way that he spoke to her last week.
So you need somebody to cuss Martin out. Girl, you crazy.
Yes. He should not be able to get Martin and Isaiah both. Neither one of them should be able to get away with it.
What did y'all think
And
about
Andre.
the? Oh, sorry.
Oh no, I was just saying, and Andre, even though he didn't say it directly to Kat, but
Mm-hmm.
still.
What do y'all think about the whole thing between Shanice and Leslie? Because the girl bought her some clothes, bought her all this stuff, and obviously she's being helpful.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and even Leslie was like, "Why you doing all this?" And especially since she's dating Teddy Bear, as you know,
Mm-hmm.
Leslie would call it. I don't know. I I just thought they were laying it on a little thick with that
It
storyline.
was. It was all too much
It was, yeah. I
with
mean,
her and
I'm not saying,
Shanice.
be nice. You a nurse, but I mean, you
Right.
know the history. That girl set things in motion to make you think that he was cheating.
Yeah, she done. Leslie's done in so many different things, but I like. It's nice to see there's adults in the room, so to speak. Shanice was able to put her differences aside
Right.
to be loving and sweet. We saw Anita put her differences aside with her issues with Leslie to come together as mothers. So it just actually just highlights more of how immature Leslie has been,
Mm-hmm.
and you can finally see there's some adults in the room who through kindness can get her together.
Yeah, but how
I
long? I
Because
just think it's short term though,
It definitely
absolutely.
is.
because she's
She's
gonna
gonna go
go
right back
exactly to being
to that
snarky and
trolling.
right.
Mm-hmm. I mean, she was doing it there in the hospital.
Yeah. And
So
disrespectful because some habits are some people can learn much, but I think the
yeah.
best part for me is Leslie lost that house in
Mm-hmm.
the
Yeah.
tornado.
Her shouse.
I was like,
And you know what?
good.
I don't even really feel like I can enjoy that because everybody is going to feel sorry. Like, even Vernon and Anita was like, well, we're gonna offer her, extend her the same kind of help that anybody else who lost their house in the community did. And it's like, no, 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 no. This
Yeah.
isn't what she deserves. No. So I can't even enjoy that she lost her house.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I and even like yeah, Anita was being the adult and more mature, but I cannot stand that she went in there and gave her a little olive branch and told her she'd come and sit with the family. Like, no. Because when she knew about your cancer, did she offer an olive branch to you?
Nope.
She sure didn't. She was still rude and nasty and disrespectful to Anita,
And
despite.
had the construction workers still working on the homes, making it like
Mm-hmm.
loud, and this woman was trying to
Noisy.
recover, and this kind of complete disregard almost blew up her whole secret and everything.
Yeah, she don't think about nobody but herself. So I can't stand it. I can't stand when Anita or Nicole or Ted or whoever always has to be the one that is the bigger person with Leslie.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I would have just preferred Anita ignore her because we know Ted is going to come in and take care of her and make sure that she's doing okay and she's not alone. Like, we don't need you in there too, Anita. She doesn't need to hang out with the family. She hasn't deserved or earned any of that. And you see how they didn't have Nicole in any of those scenes.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And so I don't know. I didn't like it. And every time Leslie tries to do one of those, well, it's just me and Eva, and if Eva doesn't make it, it's just going to be me, and you guys don't want to be bothered with me. You're right, Leslie. We don't want to be bothered with you because you're hateful and you're spiteful, and all you do is make everybody's lives a living H-E-L-L.
Double hockey sticks.
Yes. Like you have yourself to blame for that. There's a reason for that.
Right.
That nobody wants to be bothered with you. So I'm tired of her getting the olive branches and grace and all that kind of crap. I
Mm-hmm.
wasn't moved by that scene with Anita.
Yeah, I got you.
And you
Uh,
see how quick she stood up after Danny, when Danny was walking over to Ted to let him know that Nicole was going to be there for Kat when she got back to her hospital bed, and that he could just go spend time with Eva because she didn't want him to have to pick. And before she could get it out, all Danny said was, "Hey, Ted, I talked to Nicole," and you saw Leslie pop right out of her seat and interrupt to say, "Can you go see Eva with me, or come with me to Eva's room?" Whatever it was she said, because she was trying to get in there and get Ted before Nicole could.
mm, yep,
Still being petty and nasty.
yep. That is true. Lepers don't change their spots.
Nope.
Mm-mm.
Talking about I'm a new person, or I'm turning over a new leaf. Girl, be quiet.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I need to see proof.
Yeah.
Turn over a
Proof is
new
in the
leaf and go
pudding.
turn yourself in to the authorities for what you did to Laura.
Exactly. Exactly. Because even in a moment of vulnerability, she even thought that this was her karma because she done so
Mm-hmm.
many horrible things.
Yeah.
Not saying that it
Well,
actually was. It was, but she in dialogue they put that in there that man, I've done things. Maybe this is what and obviously they talked her off the whole thing, but she knows what
I
she's
tell you,
done.
I tell you what though, if the showrunners think that this is Leslie's karma for everything that she's done up to this point, um, they got another thing coming. Because
Mm,
this was not karma for all the bad stuff Leslie has done. Like there needs to be something different that actually has long term effects for her.
like
yeah.
prison.
And this wasn't it. This was a way for her to get sympathy,
Yeah.
because as we see, the family offer her a little olive branch, and they're all being supportive and nice and sweet to her. So this wasn't karma to me.
Right, I got you. I got you. All right. Was there any other storylines? Let me think. I'm trying to think of the little
Um,
bitty stuff.
like we had Nicole. Yeah, I'm looking at that. Nicole and
Carlton. I mean,
Kyle.
Kyle.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It seems like she's leaning more towards Kyle than she is Carlton,
We
which
only
sort
get
of
them
seem
that
right.
dialogue. I mean, they're not really even. We saw that her. We saw Carlton texting.
Mm-hmm.
But they pretty much have been putting her and Kyle in a lot of scenes together.
Yep.
Yeah.
Which they have the better chemistry.
I mean, I'm not feeling it, but I know
What?
y'all don't have an issue with it.
I'm good with that. I need Carlton to go over to June. I need my rags to riches storyline. And plus, he Carlton needs a woman that's going to bring out his personality. Got to be some sort of a balance. Like you can't have two very, you know, I don't want to say bland, but
Yeah, I know what you mean.
yeah, like June is spunky. She got a personality. She has a way about herself that Carlton needs a woman like that to kind of break him out of his shell. So, and Nicole would never do that. It's like they cancel each other out.
Yeah, but I mean,
Yes.
I don't even know if Nicole. Obviously, Nicole is getting her feels, but she before this whole crisis with everything, she was fantasizing about sleeping with her ex-husband. So I don't know where they're gonna go. Are they gonna bounce back to that after they get past this whole aftermath of the crossover? But I don't know how far that's gonna go. Are they gonna put them as a solid couple? Because he's definitely trying to get into that spot. You know.
I mean, when's the last time you heard from Carlton? It's been a minute, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, before today.
Yeah. Was he even a part of this the crossover thing?
I don't think he was at
he wasn't.
He wasn't, as a matter of fact, because Nicole made a point she talked about it with either Danny, I think, and said that she didn't want to pick between them, so she didn't invite either one of them or something.
Oh, okay. I gotcha.
Yeah, so we didn't get no Haley this week, did we?
A little bit.
I think
we got little
did.
Doses in the hotel, and they were talking about the elevator thing or the stairwell thing. She's like, oh, like the way that you came out of this, like you're untouched, like no dust, no dirt or anything on you. So she already sensed he was up to no good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And she's trying to poke at him. That's as most as we've seen with Haley. And I think she was also trying to call Randy to try to figure out how to speed up the process. And didn't she have a scene with Naomi at Orphe Jeans?
She did. Because Naomi asked her if she was okay or something.
Yeah, and then she was like, and this girl said, I was thinking about Derek.
Oh, that's right.
We all were friends. We all
used to hang out.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my
Ashley
girl.
had you. I had nobody else. I had nobody to talk to, but Ashley could turn to you or something like that she said.
And I'm like, totally girl, you weren't even at that funeral. What are you talking about?
Right. Okay. Was that it?
Pretty much. Yeah, I can't think of anything else. And Vanessa was in her stupidity, and she's mad at Deanna for not liking Joey still. So that's been already said.
Yeah.
And then,
because was that the scene where he called out about her bathtub or something when she was on the phone with Deanna?
That was the beginning of the week.
Right, because we kind of talked about it last Monday.
Yeah, and then we saw the sister again, and she said that she's leaving to go to London. No, you're not, girl. I don't even know why they put that in dialogue.
Right. She gonna be sneaking and creeping around town, being the vampire.
I guess so. All right.
And I know one thing, Joey put Elon on notice about telling Jacob to back off with this whole looking for the impaler.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna keep my comments to myself about that dynamic.
Oh. Okay. Let me know in the group chat. I want to know what you're talking about. Yeah, I want to know. Okay. I think that's it. Darlene kind of softened a little bit toward Eva because she was worried about her, and yeah, that was pretty much it. That's all.
And then she had a breakthrough. She's like, I'm gonna try to get to know Eva.
Yeah. I mean, Jacob was encouraging you. He's like, they're a package deal. You know, if you don't accept Eva, then we're not gonna see a lot of Isaiah or whatever it was. He said. He was like, I don't particularly care for her either.
But that's manipulation too. I mean, I understand. It's one thing if, you cussing folks out and doing all that kind of stuff, but he knows how much his mama wants to be around her son. And you say, well, hey, I'm going to keep her away if you don't want, so.
Yeah, I didn't like when he told her that either.
I think you can still not like the girl and then, be cordial.
Right.
But I wouldn't want anyone to be fake around me, personally. Yeah. Just so that you can stay in his son's life. No.
Exactly. I agree.
You don't like me, but, when I'm in your presence, we're going to be respectful and cordial and keep it moving.
And keep it moving. All right. I guess we're going to go ahead and do our segments and then we're going to let y'all go. All right. So we got our final segments. I flipped the script. Who's taking several seats? Star of the week, pickle of the week, Simple Olympics, and the Audacity Award. So, what y'all flipping on Y&R? If you got something, Keish, I know, you know.
Uh,
Me personally, I would have loved for Kyle to have been the one to talk to Burrows. There should have been no reason for Jack to talk to Burrows, especially if he's not utilizing the police for their actual purpose.
Gotcha. I'm just not feeling the two new storylines. I know that they had to pivot over to something else after they completed the whole thing with. But if okay, so I know that well, you know I'm not gonna dive deep into that. If anything in specific, I would flip is Phyllis going by her business and not trying to throw up arabesque in Kane's face. Take your
Yeah,
win and go. So
I agree.
that's mine. I was like, you doing too much now. You laying it all up in his face and stuff. Girl, just Victor gave you the company. You still got a little some in there. You and Lauren go do what you do, but you didn't have to go and throw this in Kane's face. So,
mhm.
all right, bold flip.
Mine would have been when Steffi had that conversation with Hope,
Mm-hmm.
that she would have given her that an ultimatum of come back to work, or put your resignation in.
Oh, you would have wanted her to add the resignation part.
Yeah,
Okay.
because why are you hesitating?
Yeah, I don't understand that dialogue anyway because she was so miserable and I am so unhappy here and I feel this way and that way and then you don't want to leave. It's just, you sound kind of toxic. So
Yeah,
either you want to get away from all that or you don't. So
she don't.
she don't.
I
Um.
had a different take
Okay.
on how I wanted that scene to go. I would have loved for Hope to have walked in. Steffi had called Brooke, Zende, anyone who worked for the Hope for the Future team, and then make that announcement to Hope. So she would have all these other people in her face
Ooh.
and putting that extra pressure on Hope.
That's a good one.
And like, I would have loved for Zende to be all up in Hope's face, like, yes, we get our lines out, we get the designs out.
Yeah.
I would have loved that.
I wish that they wouldn't have hired Hope without her resigning first.
Yes.
You know, it's like how y'all gonna have this girl sign a contract, and most businesses have a non-compete clause, and you still hired over there. I don't care about if you coming over here, we putting all this money, hiring all these people to be focused on your line. I'm gonna need you to step away from over there.
They were talking about that online. It's like, how is it any different from what Eric did? Eric was an owner. He wasn't an employee.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So he was always good because he has people working underneath him.
Right.
Whereas
It's his
Hope,
company. He's the founder, so he can always go back to what he built.
right. Whereas Hope has to rely on other people to keep her there. That's why she is pouting her lip and getting mad at her mother and then going over to Logan and all this other stuff.
And especially after the whole Eric debacle, Katie and Bill should have been like, you know what? If she coming over here, I need her locked in. No back and forth. No, oh, they told me they were going to do this. Maybe I should do kumbaya like Eric did and go back and fix things at Forrester. You want to come over here, we going to write a check. We finna hire your brother. We finna hire all these other people around you. I'm going to need you to resign if you're going to work over here.
And you know what I would have loved? Especially since it looked like she was about to back out. I would have loved for her to back out at the last minute at Logan and the look on Bill's face, look on Liam's face, everyone's face. That would have been good too.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, but it would have been their
I just
fault.
I thought she was about to for a second because she
Yeah,
looked like
me
she
too.
was about to throw up.
But did she put herself in that position? Why would you a leave of absence to go over there? What did you think? You go run that one line and then what? Come back over here? I don't understand that part of the dialogue. What was her original intent by taking a leave of absence but going to work over there? Because it was
That's
going
why I
to
hope
come
there's a
out when the
CEO.
line was released that you were doing it. So why have a leave of absence? You go get fired anyway.
Didn't she say it's too late to back out now? When
That's
she
what
had that
said. That's
conversation
what
with
she
her
said
mom, so
to.
she was
Oh, go ahead.
because she was talking with her mom at the house, and then she said to herself, "Well, I can't change anything. It's too late for me to back at this point." So she was even wavering then, and then she finally got everything that she wanted, and she was struggling after having that meeting with Steffi.
Mm-hmm.
So I was really thinking she was going to back out at that point, but Katie got them way of words, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, you made a decision for us to believe in you and invest in you, and you on the fence. But again, part of that is Katie and Bill's fault because why are you signing contracts with somebody who clearly isn't that got unfinished business somewhere else?
Yep. And I wanted I would have loved for that to come into play.
Yep.
Because it means Deke would have been out of the job because she said the only way she signs is because of Deke. So if she backs out of that, he's back at square one. I would have loved to see Katie be livid and then compare Hope to her mother. Like, we could have got some really good scenes actually if she backed out, to be honest.
On the flip side, how you going to explain the Zendays? That boy is ecstatic that Hope for the Future is supposed to come back, and you over there, he gonna see on that screen that you chose your brother over me. Because I mean, obviously you can't. You know, Katie made a deal with Brooke, no Foresters, and Zendaya is a Forester.
Yeah.
But Hope didn't tell you nothing. She left you high and dry to go run with her auntie and her brother.
Yep. And her husband.
And her husband. Yep.
That's what I want to see. Is when she has to tell Zendaya no, or when Zendaya sees that line on that she's working with Logan, what his reaction is going to be.
But I do hope they blow it out the water, though. I hope this is better. You know, whatever dresses they decide to use. Obviously, those were prototypes where we saw with all those hairy things hanging all over it. But I hope they blow them out the water. I need Brooke's mouth to fall on the floor. Because I'm getting tired of her being dismissive. It's one thing if you don't want, but that's still your sister and she's running a business. Why talk down about the fact that she decided to run a business?
Yep. She has to tear people down just to build them up. That's how she's always been.
Yeah. All right, what y'all flipping on BTG?
I need a cat to enter the room and cuss people out. I'm sorry. She should have cussed her brother out. We know that she can do it, but in that moment, she had a lot of emotions going on. But if she had a split personality, I would have loved for this girl to cuss everybody out.
Yeah, I needed somebody to get Isaiah together because he was, yeah. Like, dude, you need to slow your roll.
But exactly, where was Anita with Vernon? Anybody could have got that boy together. Because unfortunately, Ted couldn't do his job, but he had,
right.
He got a lot of stuff going on.
Let me ask y'all a question right quick. I gotta say, even on the flip side of this, as much as he was 10 toes down trying to be there for Eva, Tomas seemed to be a little lax when it came to Kat. He was elsewhere. he did come up there, but you know, it wasn't as the same energy per se that Isaiah was given to Cat. I mean to Eva. Does that make sense?
Are you talking about today's episode or what from what was going on last week?
Well, I mean, she was stressing. I mean, she did have a brief conversation with him, but it wasn't like,
Mm-hmm.
because if this was on the flip side, I could see Isaiah joined at the hip with Eva, trying to say, hey, you know, don't let people force you what to do. You know, you're going to be okay. This
Yeah.
is your decision. You know, I got your back. You know, I love you. And I could see Isaiah being that more intense about the situation, where it just seemed Tomas was just like there.
I agree with that because wasn't he in the scene where Martin was getting on Kat about not rushing to donate?
No,
Mm-hmm.
that was Smitty. That was
Smith.
Martin and Smitty and Isaiah. Hamas
So
didn't come into play until he went and picked her up from the hospital, and that they were at, I think, Orpheus or the
Mm-hmm.
coffee shop, and they were talking about his cases and stuff like that because he was trying to get her mind off of it. So he wasn't at the hospital until Kat decided to get the procedure done. So that was
oh,
today's episode.
didn't was it Ted who brought up the fact that Tomas isn't here, and
Right.
she said something about a big brother thing that he had to go to, and he's like, "Oh, you don't, and you don't need support."
And
Yeah,
I
she
saw
said
that.
that his
Mm-hmm.
yeah, she said his little brother quote unquote, um I guess his family wasn't home when the tornado happened and
Right.
he needed support.
Which makes perfect sense, but I was surprised that Ted even brought that up. And maybe it's because of like the status of the actor. Um, but yeah, we really haven't seen much of Tomas, even during the tornado storm. After the fact, Tomas wasn't around. I think we pointed it out on another line.
Right. He was
How
with Chelsea or something, wasn't he?
he was sitting down with Chelsea and Nicole.
There was at one point, him and Isaiah were both running around the hallways trying to find Kat and Eva because they were calling their names out. Um, and then yeah, there was a scene where he was sitting with Chelsea when they were still, wondering where Kat was at. I think right before they found her.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah.
I guess I took the episodes in the hospital, at least from his perspective, differently because Kat wasn't the one in trouble. It was Eva in trouble. So there was really no need for him to be at the hospital because it wasn't his girlfriend going through it. And it
Well,
wasn't until
mm-hmm.
they started asking her about donating, when all the drama started, and then she called him to come and pick her up, so he did.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I was just looking at.
So I got yeah.
I get what you're saying. All right. Are we done with the flips on BTG?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Who's taking seats on Y&R?
Jack,
Phyllis.
Devon, Nikki.
I might even give Nikki a seat. So.
Yeah, that's what it just said. It said Nikki too.
Mm-hmm.
Especially for the way she was talking, and Lily, yeah, she gonna need to sit all the way down.
Mm-hmm. All right, you got anything, Keisha? No.
Nope, I just agree with what you guys say.
Okay. All right, what you flipping on? Who's taking seats on bold?
RJ.
I'm gonna give Dylan a seat for fangirling.
Electra too, for trying to put Will in a.
And I'm gonna get Donna a seat because Donna's sitting up there co-signing all that bad behavior.
Yes, and not checking her sister. She's not a real sister.
Mm-hmm.
She's a people pleaser, just like her niece.
So, what you got, Keish?
I'm gonna give Eric a seat for doing all that gushing over RJ and his designs in front of Zendaya.
Yeah.
Yes,
I just felt
that's a
like that
great
was
one.
inconsiderate.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And seats on BTG. Isaiah.
Isaiah,
Yeah.
Martin,
Isaiah, Ted, Andre,
and
Martin.
Martin.
And I'm
Martin's
gonna
got
give.
the biggest seat.
Oh, I'm gonna give another seat to Danny because all that old talking she was doing. Girl, please.
Oh yeah, she can. Her and Bill both can have a seat.
Her taking a seat was the problem. That's why she's in the pickle that she's in.
But I mean, okay, so I gotta say, at least Bill was like, "Look, we know what this is. We gonna keep bouncing back and forth." Whereas Danny was trying to blame shift, and make him feel all of her anger over what she needs to take accountability for.
Mm-hmm.
They both had a lot of audacity in that conversation they had with each other, so they
Yeah,
can both have a seat together.
I'm sure they will soon.
Mm-hmm.
Vanessa,
Mm-hmm.
she can have her little
Yeah.
seat too.
Okay. I think that's everything. All right. Star of the week, YNR, if you have one.
You have one.
I do. I'll actually give that to Melody.
Okay.
And yeah, I'll give that to Melody. Because we know the type of performance that she's about to roll out with this medical diagnosis with her with these headaches and like I don't know she's gonna nail it out the park, but that's all I can think of.
Okay.
It's not.
Yeah,
No one
I
else.
guess I can roll with you on that one just because of the fact of what's coming for Melody, and she's looking forward to something that she's never played before. So we'll see how that goes. All right. Star Bold.
I'm gonna give that to Kimberly Brown.
Yeah, that was good.
Like we saw her for what 2 episodes, and that was the highlight for me. You come in there, Michael Myers, like you. I was like, girl, get it.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna give it to Kimberlyn, and I'll say the Delon Demet as an honorable mention.
Okay. What about you, Keish?
I didn't really have one for bold.
Okay. Okay. All right, BTG.
Whew,
I'm gonna
we
give
got
it
too many.
to I'm gonna just go ahead and give it to what's that girl name? What's
I was gonna give mine to Trisha.
Oh, okay. I was gonna actually give it to the girl that played Cat. What's her name?
Oh,
Colby.
Colby Muhammad.
Yeah,
Muhammad.
that's who mine is is going to Kobe.
I mean, because it's the emotion that she put on. That girl was scared. Number one, she was scared.
Like she had a range of
Mm-hmm.
fear, anxiety,
Anger.
just generally being upset. Yep, worry. Like she was amazing last week.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I gave mine to Trisha because every episode, that range of emotion, we've seen how Leslie can be, but that was a mother who was terrified of losing her child.
Yeah, I agree with that. That too.
I felt every bit of that.
Me
Trisha
too.
she better get every bit of her nominations for the Emmys. I hope to see a lot of them for BTG, but Trisha, she's definitely cemented hers for sure. I would be surprised if she doesn't get a nomination.
Mm-hmm.
This woman's a very talented actress.
I agree. All right. Pickle Young. Jack
Devon.
Abbott.
Devon gets a pickle for just being sour and just being mad and angry at everybody. He's like Eeyore. Like, why are you?
Mm-hmm.
is mad at everything.
He comes off as a hater so much.
Yeah.
Like, it's his personality.
Yeah, I mean, he's just always mad at folks. It's like,
Yeah.
dude, chill out. Okay. Pickle you bold.
I'm gonna give it to Brooke. This woman is still crying about her. You took my name. You stole Eric. How could you do this? I can't believe this happened. Ma'am, shut all the way up. Please. And then you can give Eric the pickle too.
Yeah. Why
For hiding behind Brooke. Like, how could Katie do this? Because you let her and she paid you.
Man, you went over there. She didn't come over to Forrester talking about come over here. You went there. It's just stupid. That whole dialogue is just dumb. It's almost like y'all purposely is trying to, with the dialogue, I don't know, cause distinction because we know what happened, and then they turn it around and he want to play a victim. It's like, stop.
Yeah. Kick rocks.
Go ahead, Keish.
I'm gonna give mine to Hope's cowardice. She is such a coward. She can't stand on business to save her life.
Yeah, and she always either get other people to do her dirty work. I mean, why?
You know, every time.
She tried to get Carter. Then she tried to do it 2.0 with her mama this past time. And when that didn't work, then she want to sneak and move and hide. And then when everything hit the fan, you like, what am I going to do?
I don't know how this happened.
Right.
Or just trying to act all unassuming. And she wonders why she's not running things.
Right.
Like, you can't run things because you can't even do something as simple as tell your mom that you're quitting Forster Creations. Like, she has no spine, no backbone.
Yep. So we're gonna definitely hopefully see the fallout of that soon. Alright, Pickle BTG.
Cat's entire family.
Who? What'd you say, Keish?
I said Cat's entire family is the pickle, with the exception of her mother.
Gotcha. I'm gonna give it to Isaiah.
I was actually giving mine to Danny.
Oh, okay.
For thinking that she's not like Bill. No, girl.
No, yeah. Y'all love that little toxic soup.
They all do.
All right. Then we got our Simple Olympics.
So I was actually really trying to think about this. So for bronze, I gave that to Taylor because she didn't tell Sheila flat out no. She just says, well, I can't make any promises. So she's considering doing this just so this man can get divorced. Be a fool. And then silver is actually going to go to Kane. This man is so happy to be an employee and to be up underneath Lily. And he's acting as if he's not fazed by the fact that Phyllis has Arabesque. That's a company that he built, but he's so happy to be employed by Lily. Gold is going to go to Jack for basically kissing up to Patty. You done kicked out your sister, your son, and your grandbaby who got nothing to do with any of this. He can't go play with his Legos. He can't play with his trucks or anything like that. Also, you can accommodate Patty instead of working with the police. And especially since Diane and Kyle and everybody were doing any and everything to find Jack. And all he's doing is accommodating Patty. And then Platinum's going to Isaiah. He only been with Eva for a couple of months. And you are trashing this whole person, basically trying to bully them, strong arm them to give them a part of their organ. and not even trying to see their side to things. Because what if there was a donor and they had their reservations about donating?
Mm-hmm.
Are you going to trash them, or was it just Cat that you decided to trash? So yeah, he gets platinum for me.
Gotcha. We didn't get no Holden this week, did we?
Not really. We can give Holden a little break. I'm pretty sure he's gonna do
I
something
know.
stupid next
I'm
week.
surprised we ain't seen no Michael, no
Wasn't
Holden.
he at the club? Was the scenes at the club last week?
Yeah, I think it was the week before.
It was the week before, cause I went, but I
Oh,
thought
that was the
that
week
too.
before. Okay.
Keish, while Bree was talking, I went to try to check and see if there, cause I remember Audra looking goo goo eyed
Noah.
Noah, but yeah.
I remember. I think in the background of the scene with Audra talking to
Sienna.
Sharon and Sally, you could see Holden and what's her name, Claire, dancing together.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, that was the week before because
the week before. Okay.
yeah, because last week was all about Patty and Jack and Diane.
Yeah, the
and,
first
and
two
trying to,
days, yeah, cause I was complaining. I'm like, that's all that we got. Yeah, it was a
yeah.
whole
I
episode.
I ended up watching the the week prior and last week
Mm-hmm.
on I think it was Friday. I kind of between Friday and Saturday I binged a bunch of episodes, so they all kind of mixed together for me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Cool, cool, cool. I'm gonna go with your list, girl, cause I was trying to think of all of them, but yeah, you sound right on point.
Okay. So Taylor Bronze,
Mm.
Silver Cane, Jack Gold, and Isaiah Platinum.
Yep.
Yay.
All right, and then we got these Audacity Awards.
Oh, the person who earned it the most for me was Martin.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Isaiah was one thing. Martin, that is your sister.
Yep.
Two, and you're a
Mm-hmm.
whole politician. And I was so mad at Martin. I was like, you better lose this race. I don't even support you.
Oh my God.
Same.
Yeah, I
Like,
agree
you
with
don't
that.
deserve that.
Martin was going off on Cat about trying to make that decision.
That was my flip for BTG that I didn't get to,
Oh,
because I think we
okay.
started talking about something else. Was after Kat decided to donate and Martin was in her room. I wanted her to. I wanted Kat when she stepped off that elevator to just be stone faced and cold with everybody except for Nicole. Like, I don't want anybody near me but my mother. Everybody else, leave me alone.
Mm-hmm.
Just because of the way they treated her, especially Martin. I hated that he was in her room being all nice and calling, I think he called her selfless or something like that. And because Kat made a comment about, did you record that, Chelsea? He called me selfless. Like,
Mm-hmm.
that's the first time he's ever said something like that. Like, no, Martin needs to be cussed out. He cannot get away with this.
They were getting on Martin all over social media. It's like, we would never vote for you. You should never win.
Dang.
I was like, I agree. But yeah, he definitely gets the Audacity Award.
Absolutely. Yeah, that was rough. And I guess an honorable mention would be Isaiah. So.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right, you ladies, we have made it through the evening. Um, we headed into July sweeps. Hopefully, I don't even know what Y&R is going to do, but definitely looking forward to Bold and BTG to see what they got going on. So
Yeah. We're going to keep our fingers crossed. And in July, we get the Daytime Emmy nomination.
yep,
Yay!
yay, yep. I'm excited. So see what BTG gonna get this year as their first year in soap land. So we'll see.
Yep.
All right, you guys. I'm gonna let you guys go. I know it's 11:30 where you two ladies are, and yeah, it's about 10:30 here. So I will chat with you later. One question, Keish, did y'all get a lot of tornadoes last week?
Not tornadoes. We got some heavy winds.
Oh, okay, because
But
I think,
there weren't any tornadoes in in like my immediate area.
well, we had a bunch of them in Illinois. It's like 164 of them, but they were
Oh,
more.
really?
Yeah, we. Oh, girl, it's footage of a lot of them, like in the middle of the state, and they were warning us early last week. I'm so far north, up. You know where I am.
Mm-hmm.
Where we really got the back shift of all of the winds and the rains and stuff like that. But like toward central Illinois, like Springfield or Centralia and some of them, it was so many
Mm-hmm.
tornadoes down there. It was crazy.
Oh, so you
I re-
really in the windy city.
Yeah, you're so funny.
I got I got like a storm warning,
Hmm.
but that was it. It wasn't a tornado warning or anything like that. It was just rainy and like strong winds, and
Yeah,
that
see,
was all we
that's what
got.
I had. I had something like that. It got real dark, and then you
Mm-hmm.
thought something was coming, and it was pretty much just wind and rain and stuff. But yeah, that other stuff, yeah, for about, like I said, central Illinois, it was crazy. It was so
Wow.
many tornadoes last week.
Hmm.
So I didn't
Be
I don't
know.
know
careful,
about the rest
guys.
of Ohio.
Yeah,
Maybe there was some in the other parts of Ohio that I wasn't aware of, but
yeah.
like in my area and like the surrounding areas, we
Because
didn't
I
have
think they
any.
moved across like Louisville, Indianapolis, Louisville, all crossed through there. It was bad. That storm
Wow,
had really pushed through there. So,
I had no idea.
so I was
Be,
wondering. That's why I wanted to ask, because I was like, I wonder, did Ohio get affected by
be careful, y'all.
that? Girl, it's that time of year. You getting ready for hurricane season?
Oh, we're in hurricane season,
Uh,
June 1st.
oh my goodness. So,
So
What
they've been
is
getting
that
everyone.
hurricane season?
June the 1st to November 30th.
dang, that's a long
So,
Jeez, June and
stretch.
November.
yeah,
What is
it's
that?
always been that.
That's like
Because,
5 months.
yeah, the reason why, and they particularly usually happen, well, I'm not going to put that in the air, but it used to happen in August and September because the weather's warm and warm water creates,
Mm-hmm.
hurricanes. So it would stretch out all the way to November because sometimes we used to even have them like close to um, Thanksgiving and everything still. So
Mm-hmm.
they already said, hey, we can go pick up sandbags from the fire department and all that good stuff. So yeah, I'm used to it by now. I've been down here for about 20, almost 20 years now.
Oh wow.
So
Oh,
I'm a true Florida, well, not true Florida girl, but
You
I'm
got
here.
family in Indiana, right? And it is it Indianapolis?
Mm-hmm.
Did they
Yeah,
talk about, huh?
yeah, east side of Indianapolis in Fishers, Indiana.
Okay, so did
So
they talk about any of the storms hitting them last week?
they said they've had like some like odd like weather.
Mm-hmm.
They said this a lot of things have just been odd. Like they said it'd be like bright daylight at like 9 o'clock or 10 o'clock at
Yeah, the
night,
sun
and
just went down. Yeah, it was pretty light up here. And I mean, the sun is coming up at 4 in the morning. So I
yeah,
was like, dang, it's
that's
like four something, almost 5 o'clock in the morning. The sun is coming up. But I mean, we're at the peak. Today or yesterday was the first day of summer, so it's the longest day. So,
and they said they've also had like cool weather, like freeze alerts, like in
what?
March and in April. Yeah,
Oh, okay. I
so
don't
they've
know.
had like weird weather up
Well,
there.
we did stay because I remember Keisha and I talking about that on the live. We did have some chill. It stayed cooler longer this year. We just started
yeah.
getting the consistent warm weather.
Today it felt like April weather.
Yeah, it was only in the upper 60s, low 70s, and I'm like, dang, it's kind of,
Hmm.
yeah. So
Y'all come get some of this heat then.
no, I'm gonna let you have it, Bree.
like we barbecuing out here. Like I feel bad for the people in Arizona. I saw like the news thing that said that stuff was melting, cars are
Oh
melting,
my
the shopping
goodness.
carts were melting.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah, because they said it was really, really bad. I was like, oh Lord.
That is
So
crazy. All right, I'm gonna let y'all go. Y'all have a great night. Make sure y'all on in the chat hit the like button on the way out, and we will see you guys later. Bye, Soapies.
Bye.
stay safe, guys.